Yoda. Welcome, guys. How's everybody doing? Hi there. I haven't opened up the list yet. Like to have a little chat and connection with people before I get down to the business. Tarot Tuesday. Woof. I'm good, thank you. I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Woof. Feeling the energy. Oh, get myself comfortable. Thank you. Hi, Rachel. Just give it a couple of minutes. I'm good, thank you. Kia ora. How's everybody doing? Thank you. Thank you for the follow. So the energy lately. Oh, let me turn down the music. Sorry if it goes off for a bit. I'm here. Just a little. Just turn that music down a little. Always. I always have water ready. Because I need that water. I actually had something to eat today because the energy is quite demanding. And when I fast, it's actually really good. But I know that the last couple of days that I did the lives, when I do the fasting prior, I get really, really tired. And so I had dinner, but I had it really, really early. So that when I start, grounding down into the energy, I'm not overwhelmed by too much going on inside of me, but still enough energy to push me through, because I've been a little bit today's been a little bit rough for me, not emotionally but just energetically. I felt lighter, but also I've just had a lot of people reach out in my personal life for guidance and things, and sort of being who I am. I put up a bit of a video about that. Being who I am, it's like I recognize patterns and things. So I realize that this is probably when people get drawn to me, especially if they get drawn to get guidance or connect with me, that's usually because they are on the precipice of change. And so when you're on the precipice of change, you're in the state of shedding old skin, or letting go of something that you've held on to for a very long time, and now needing to find their way forward, or your way forward. So with these people coming forward, I realize, because it's been a lot, like I usually get like one or two a day, just in my personal life, one or two a day that will step forward, and they're usually pretty easy to get through, but these ones have been fairly dense. And so I know when it starts really happening in my outer world, or people that I actually know, that that's a collective energy going across. That's so nice. I'm glad that happened for you. It's like signs and synchronicities. Kia ora. Everywhere, and here's the thing, when you're really open to signs and synchronicities, it's sort of like people will say you'll see signs and synchronicities and everything, but that's actually a good thing for many, because then it allows them to know, when I'm going in the right direction and I see the sign and synchronicity in that direction that I'm heading, that's actually a good thing for you. You're starting to recognize what path serves you and what path does not serve you. So I like that. I know I used to see feathers as well when I first started opening up to signs and signals from my loved ones. And different feathers have different meanings. So white feathers usually, or your ancestors, your guardian angels, or a loved one, and you just associate the meaning to it, whatever it means to you. Then that'll be the meaning for you when you see that particular sign. Yeah, that was a thank you very much. That was a one just random thing that happened. I literally just got back from doing the groceries, and I looked up and admired the sun because it was really hot and beautiful because we're in winter here. So as someone who likes to just admire the sky and have a look, I just looked up at the sun, and then I walked in through the gate, and for a moment, because it's sort of like, you got a double take. And I just looked up and was like, oh, because that was literally my scene. What I showed you guys was what I saw as soon as I walked in. And I was like, oh. And I was like, oh? And then I had to, because it was really clear when I first saw it. And then I had to run to get my phone out of the car. I was like, oh my gosh, trying to get up and get it before it started to dissipate. Yeah, and that was freaky seeing your name up in the sky. But it random, of course, but for me, signs and synchronicities are everywhere, and that was a really big confirmation for me for about many things. So I really appreciated that from my guides. And the more you connect with your spiritual team, or what I call a spiritual team, thank you guys. Thank you for the gift, Lucinda. When I because I connect quite deeply with my spiritual team, I actually get a lot of guidance from them. So sometimes it's my own inner knowing, intuition, inner voice that guides me forward, and sometimes it's them coming in, and it's sort of like, if you can understand how I pick up like knowing, what I call the knowing or intuition, is through I either hear it, or because I'm mostly clairaudient, that would be my main skill set. So I get them through messages, songs, words. And then as I start to really tune into that radio station, I'll actually get more clear knowing. And then as I tune in and refine that signal, it goes into clear seeing. So I think most of us have that ability. But what we haven't learned is to tune into those frequencies within us, sort of like an antenna, learning to put the antenna at the right level for you in particular. Thank you so much, to be able to get that message that you need, or that intuitive insight, or intuition and insight. Because I feel like insight sort of like a knowing that comes forward, and intuition is knowing something that you wouldn't know. Sort of like intuition for me is like finding answers without knowing what the question is, sort of like when someone's in like, if you see someone in there in disrepair and you wonder what's going on, you kind of just automatically know. And the insight is when you see solutions and things like that. So, and then there's that inner knowledge, which allows you to guide yourself through obstacles or situations that are blocking your pathway. So I feel like a lot of people actually have that. What we need to become is more self-aware. So learning how we tick, learning how our brain works, like how we think about things, and actually asking questions that we wouldn't usually ask ourselves, just more deeper knowing and tapping in always. And when you start to learn how to understand that you're literally like a router, a Wi-Fi router, picking up signal and emitting it at the same time, you learn to find, which do you want fiber? Do you want fiber? You've got to be in a good state of mind to get fiber, that fast moving, for us here in New Zealand anyway, fast moving internet. Or do you want broadband, or do you want dial-up? It's like different frequencies, so different types of Wi-Fi or different technology, basically. But all coming back to the basics, really just like a radio station. So many of us have these gifts. What we probably don't know how to do is how to use them, or when we're not self-aware, how to interpret it. So I've been sort of on this journey for about 5 years. I started reading cards because I started asking questions of myself, wanting to know answers about why I was I was quite severely depressed and suffered from anxiety. I had become very disassociated in my life, so it was a really rough time for me. My long-term relationship had failed. I had come away with nothing because it was quite an abusive relationship, so I left with nothing but a bag of clothes, basically, and my kids. And then I had to start over again. But in that space, I'd hit rock bottom, and I kind of just, if I can understand, it's more like just drifting in the water without a boat or a life saver or anything, and just slowly drifting down. And it's really hard for me to heal. So when I found, or I always say, when I found tarot, but tarot found me. That's the thing. Like reading cards, they found me. So I always say that when I introduce my story, because I remember the first reading I ever got. It wasn't even for me. It was just some random lady on YouTube, Scorpio. And it was almost like she knew my story, read me every little detail, and I cried. And that was the beginning of my curiosity. So, someone got muted. Yes, hello guys. I'm actually a Libra Scorpio cusp. I'm right on the cusp there. So I have Libra traits, which are the softer side, but I have very Scorpio definitions in my personality. So yeah. Well, they actually call it's funny too, because when I was learning about my natal sign, they call that particular cusp, even though I would technically be a Libra sun, they call that cusp the cusp of drama and cynicism, or Beauty and the Beast is pretty much the description. And I was like, that has been my life. And now I'm just learning with grace and kindness and compassion to tame the beast within. So as we all do when we get to that place of, peace and things like that. As we find peace within us, then it's easy to embrace things that may not necessarily have been an ally in the past within you. All right, so I'm just going to open up the list in a couple of minutes. So please don't rush yet. Please don't spam your name over and over, just only when I ask for names, because I'll just randomly pick, and we'll get into it before I start talking too much, and then we're here till midnight. I've got a busy week this week because it's my daughter's birthday, so we've got birthday dinner tomorrow, family dinner, and then a birthday party on Friday with parent-teacher interviews and teenage invasion. So I've got to make sure I'm in a good space with my energy, and keep a cool head this week. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to be collected. I'm going to be peaceful. Because in the old times, I probably would have ripped someone's face off if I was stressed. So, it's sort of like we have to understand that, we have to be gracious in these times of pressure. But the energy's a little bit interesting. So what I was originally starting to say was that I had a lot of people coming towards me in the last 4 days asking for guidance of some sort, even if it was small, or sending me a spiritual video and saying, I was watching this and I thought of you. What was the other one? Asking for guidance in a relationship, someone who's doing a deep dive, things like that, like it was just little things. And so I knew that the energy is really asking people to purge things like loss and regret. We all know pain and suffering, breaking cycles, because what I've been saying a lot lately is that we have to do this now. We have to let go of things now, because when the energy is really hit crisis point, because crisis point is more like the axis of change. If you can think about frequencies, when it really shoots up high, it can be very dense on the body. So we have to be lighter to literally be in our light body, if you can understand what I mean. So we're not carrying the materialistic stuff. We're not carrying the baggage. We're literally learning to raise our vibration to be able to cope, because the earth is going through some big major frequency changes. And you're probably feeling that within yourself. And a lot of us, because for us to not be laggy, this is what I call the difference in the Wi-Fi. For us not to be in dial-up, we have to learn to go into broadband, right? And then we have to go into broadband. And, as we get comfortable with broadband, we find, we could be more efficient. We could be more faster. So then we go into Wi-Fi, the fiber optics. And so we're getting faster and faster, if you can think about our technology, right? But what happens is, if we haven't gone through the process or upgraded, then we get stuck in that dial-up. And many of us have been using dial-up in our lives. It's the only way, like when it comes to the energy, using that same old process, and it's not going to help you until you slowly process into broadband and then process up into the fiber optics. I'm explaining it like that, so hopefully it makes sense. But that's where we're going. So it's more like a more smoother, more efficient way of using your energy. And that's why a lot of us are becoming, how do I describe that? Less content with the 9 to 5, less content with control, less content with feeling safe. We're actually realizing that we have to feel a little bit chaotic to really make changes. We have to understand that disruption and chaos is sometimes necessary in an evolution or transformation in the world's thinking. So a lot of what happens in the world happens to us, and we just reflect that into the world. So kia ora. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate that. Thank you for the likes, shares, comments, follows, and gifts. I appreciate it all. So I guess I better just take one more drink and then open up the list. So I'm just going to take 5 at a time. I do soul readings, so if you'll come here to check up on an ex-partner or boyfriend, whether they're cheated or if they still love you, I'm not the reader for you. I do soul readings, which are going to allow you to find some clarity, truth, and some solutions to situations in which you may feel blocked in, help you with a spiritual awakening, help you with spiritual healing, and hopefully move you out of any blockages that you are stuck in. And I do soul readings, so I can't control how fast they are. I can't control what comes forward and what kind of message I will get, literally. It'll just choose itself. I do have the Light Seekers Tarot. Everyone likes this particular tarot. It's easy to see. It's quite visual, so it's great for the camera. So I'll use that one. Plus, I'm pretty familiar with that one. I'm going to once again use the Animal Spirits. Oh, sorry. I like these for little messages, and I just intuitively read those. And the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle. So we're getting into the animal spirits, and that's because I feel like with the animal spirits I've been doing Animal Spirit Oracle. So we're getting into the animal spirits, and that's because I feel like with the animal spirits I've been getting a lot of ancestral stuff coming forward. And for me, animals, ancestors, we go back to ancient times, ancient knowledge. We're tapping into the soul in that aspect, from the aspect of wisdom. So we're going to tap into animal energy, because then that allows us to tap into our nature and what we need to do to heal. And I'm sorry, I can see it going on and off with the Wi-Fi. So, okay, guys. I see Precious. So let's go. Precious, your first here when you... Oh, it's Mary. If I write your name down, please be here when your name is being called, or I'll move over to another. I saw Rowena. I picked that name because one of my favourite aunties is called Rowena, but that's not my auntie. It keeps freezing. I did see that, so I don't know. Might be the Wi-Fi. Or it's just bad weather here too. Checking my connection. Yeah. Is it still? Just give it a moment, guys. I see Rita. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Take care. Love and light to you too. Thank you for coming in. Okay, so hopefully it's not crashing out too much. Or see if you come in and that. I see Kira. Okay, that's it, guys. I've got my list just for a little bit, and then when I finish these names, I will then open it up again. But I've got Precious, Tara, Mary, Rowena, Rita, and Kira. Okay. So sometimes I like to slip in the, my regulars, the ones that come in. Oh, I'm going to open up again next time, guys. So hopefully I will look for your names again. I've got you, Rita. All right. Okay, so we're going to start with Precious. So if you'd like to take 3 deep breaths, Precious, while I ground down into your energy, that allows your heart chakra to open and create a clearer connection between me and you. And don't worry, I'm kind and I have really gentle spiritual teams. Okay, Precious, funny enough, I got Here Comes the Sun. Here comes the sun, little darling. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. I think if you've been through a dark phase or needing some guidance at this time, things are going to get better. And I want you to know that most things are temporary. Okay, so anything that feels heavy or is going to last forever, it's the end of the world, it will actually pass. And you just have to allow that to happen, because sometimes we hold in the mind what we need to let go of, memories or pain. You know, it's something that we all hold in the past, especially when it comes to lovers. Sometimes we hold on to the lovers in our mind, even though they may be gone from our lives, or if you're in a relationship, not feeling that connection with another the way that it used to feel or the way you want it to feel. But when it comes to relationships, we do have to communicate openly and honestly. And funny enough, I actually want to, I'll go and get it after in the interim, so I'll have a little break in between these readings. But I found okay, yeah, I like that card. I found a really, really old newspaper clipping of my great-grandparents, and the key to a lot, and they were like in their 90s. Oh, my grandmother was like 89. My great-grandmother was 89, and my great-grandfather died when he was like 92. So they were together all their life, and they had celebrated 50 years of marriage. And the key to a long-term relationship, long-lasting relationship, was love, honesty, and not keeping secrets. And unfortunately, in this society, we all have secrets, and that's why a lot of relationships start off on the wrong foot. But yeah, it was just the way that I wanted to show you that what they said. The key to a long-lasting relationship was love and honesty, and they never kept secrets from each other. So let's pull out all your cards. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is how it's come out for me. You got the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is actually happily ever after. Okay. And the thing is, it's something it's like almost like bliss, joy, contentment. You get everything that you want, you know. It's that embracing of love and happiness, and like good prospects in the romantic side. So that's what I said. I think for you it was going to always be a relationship thing. And it's funny too, because I got the Elk coming in, and the Elk is actually a really good I think I might pull the book out just for reference, but the Elk is actually a really good card. It's upright, but there has to be some kind of knowing or knowledge, don't mind me, that has to be attained in this, because I always get drawn to the antlers for specific things. And what's happening is that a lot of the turmoil that's happening with you is in the mind. And that's completely normal, because most of us first fight our wars in the head first, because we may often want this happily ever after, but then not know how to hold it when we get it. Or if it's not about holding it not working out the way we've planned. And that's probably the only downside we have to understand when it comes to relationships, is that we often have very strong and set ideals on how everything should play out, and that's pretty much the beginning of the end, because true love is freedom, right? And freedom also means flexibility. Freedom also means allowing someone to be who they need to be, and not putting labels or expectations on what love should feel and be like. So there's a lot of things that you could say about this, but the Elk means stable, resilient, headstrong, and the father. So there may be things that you may be dealing with. I feel like that particular energy was your person's energy. So when it comes to with the burning antlers, which sometimes is like a knowledge, some kind of knowledge that you're seeking, right? I think with your person, if there is a person involved, if it's not, this is you, is that there needs to be with that headstrong jumps right out at me. It's sort of like some kind of flexibility and movement when it comes to expectations of whatever this 10 of cups means to you. Because here with your energy, you got lizard spirit, but in reverse. So it's in challenge. So it's finding that's where the struggle is. And the struggle is dream the world into being, because I don't think you actually know what you actually want. It says here, I want this, I've got this, but I may not feel like that's exactly what it should be at this time. I feel like there's something else. And so to create that future with someone or dream the world into being, which is making your reality, you're finding it really hard with what's going on. There is a lot of struggle in your energy because it feels like, because if you look at this lizard, sorry, I can hear my kids running around. Yes. Sorry. So if you have this look here, you can see these like wings on this lizard, and they got holes in them. So it burned one too many times. So it's really hard to trust and believe that someone, like it's almost like, and it's funny because I said this to someone today. You deserve to have a happily ever after. You deserve to have someone love you fully and successfully. And even though the world may have treated you poorly, or life itself may have treated you poorly in other times in the past, you're not the same person. You're not the same person anymore. So it's like learning that you've changed, you've healed, you've become something more, and embracing a world and a reality in which you look and feel good in. Like it's got to feel good with you. That's why it's so hard to imagine or to create a future or see a future with someone, because they might, I don't know if this is showing you red flags or something, because I don't know what it is about this elk, but I don't know if it's can be they've got some toxic personalities, even though it says stable, resilient, headstrong, the father. They may have like a dark underbelly, like some kind of thing that kind of makes you feel apprehensive. And the thing is, a lot of the times it can be because your person or whoever it is that's coming forward for me hasn't done any healing for themselves. So when you're trying to change and you're trying to do better, you're sensing that from this other person, the nervousness, the frustration, the anger, and like we sense a lot of things with different people, whether they vocalize it or not. We'll still sense how they feel on the inside. So if your person has stuff with them, give them that time, that space to heal. That way it allows you to create the world that you need, because you need to have a vision, for yourself, where you're going to go, what it's going to feel like, how do you look, who's with you, what are you doing, you got to start asking things of yourself, and then start making moves towards that, especially if it feels good. So I send it to you with lots of love and good intention, precious. Hopefully that made sense and helped you in any situation where you feel stuck in at this time. So thank you. But, like happily ever afters, or you've already got it. You just have to. I just got on Vogue. Hold on to your love. You've got to hold on to your love. Ooh. Yeah. Many of us don't ever believe that we're actually able to have a successful relationship based on the past. But these are new times, new ways, new cycles. So, move forward. Tara? I'm going to open up. I've got a couple of names already, and I'm going to open the list up again soon. Tara. Just give me a thumbs up. Say Tara, thumbs up. If you're here. Hey guys. Hello. Yeah, I'm just taking a certain amount of names for now, and then hi Leonore, how are you? Oh, I'm good, thank you. Sorry, I'm good, thank you. Is Tara still here? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Tara, thumbs up. 5 seconds. Kia ora. I'm good, thank you. I'm pretty good, yes. Doing well, thank you. I don't think Tara's here. So we're going to move on to... Are you Tara? Okay, lucky. Lucky Tara. All right. So if you take 3 deep breaths, just nice deep breath in and slow exhale out, which allows the heart chakra to open up a little bit easier. And I will then connect into your energy. Just creates a clear connection. Sorry, I felt like a little... In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep, through the jungle up and down. What is that song? To the river so deep. Why did I get that song, Tara? I've been searching for something. Who sings that song? To the river. Oh God. You astral projecting? Having vivid dreams. What would I say to that with that song? I don't even know what it's called. Is it River of Dreams? Okay, let's pull some cards. But I think you're looking for something, and you may be trying to find it astrally, or maybe you're in having a lot of vivid dreams, or vivid images, or vivid memories popping up. Not feeling so good. All your cards are in challenge, which is interesting. Okay, so you got the 8 of Swords in reverse, or in challenge, the Dragonfly in challenge, and the Rabbit Spirit in challenge, which says now is a lucky time. So I would say that's a mindset. You're in a really strong need to heal something, and you've been holding on to it. Now, this is something I was talking about at the beginning. It's like a jungle out there. Or up there. It's like a jungle. It's interesting because when I went into that song, just if you let me just explain this, when I went into that song, it took me to the jungle, and it was like these guys clicking their fingers. But when I get into the jungle, it's so much noise. So I think you're actually a high functioning overthinker. With that 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah. What I want to say, and 8 of Swords has many meanings, but what I want to say with this is that you may have been taking a big look in the mirror, because that's how it goes, eh? I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Because it also feels like the dragonfly is standing in front of a mirror. You know, it's just similar colours, you know, like... And for me, the dragonfly would often represent the third eye. So sometimes we got to go back to go forward. That's that projectile. We may have been in the past thinking about things, but we may be coming to the end of that cycle, because for some odd reason you have a very deep-seated belief that you're not worthy or worth enough for people, like certain people, specific people in your life. And that's quite sad, because you've taken it on as your personal energy. But the thing, what you have to understand is that if you're getting that vibe from someone that they feel like you're not good enough, often it's because they don't feel good enough. People project the image, right, onto other people, the image that they see themselves. So you have to understand that often when they see you like that, there's some kind of limitation to them. And what it's done is you've taken on their energy so much, specific people. And I feel like when I say that, because I keep saying specific people, not just everyone, but key people that have been in your life or that are in your life, have almost shut down your light. And the thing is, you think it's your fault. And so you've taken on this belief system that everything you do is always unlucky. You know how like unlucky in love, or unlucky at cards, or unlucky at life. And it's really, like, for me, or at least you're feeling very unlucky at this time. For me, I want to say that's false. It's very false. Because what you're feeling is the energy of another. I would actually say to you, this is a really good time to cleanse your energy, to let go. So if you are being really hammered here with lots of mind loops, or over-analyzing things, like running scenarios, that's what mind loops are. Running scenarios, negative thought patterns, or what I would refer to as parasitic thought patterns or thought forms that don't serve you, that only want to harm you or bring harm to you, then this is a really good time to look in the mirror and make that change. That's why that song came in. Because I think a lot of the time you're subconsciously processing things. That's why the River of Dreams, I think that song's called The River of Dreams. In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep, through the jungle up down to the river so deep. I've been searching for something. I don't know the words because I can only hear the first bit, so that's just how it goes. So that's the only part they want me to focus on. So it feels like, you stay up late nights. You think hard about things, and what's happening is that it would be good if you could just bring everything back here to you, and realize that a lot of things that have been put on you are other people's issues. You're an empath, but what it's doing is when you take on so much heaviness, when you take on so much pain, it shuts down your light. And that's no prize I'd ever want anyone to have to pay, or price I would want anyone to have to pay in their life. Because really, you need to awaken your light again. You need to awaken and start realizing that this has been happening to you for a very long time, and it's time to change that. And the thing is, when you do, you're going to start seeing things very clearly, and it'll be scary because it's like, whoa, what do I feel like without everybody else's baggage on my shoulders? What would that feel like? It's like I described last time, was like climbing a mountain with 3 bags, because you need resources to get all the way to the top. And as you go through that one bag, you get to put that down, and it gets lighter and lighter. And then in the end, you're able to reach the top of that mountain. But many of us have been carrying 3 bags all the way. Wi-Fi's playing up because it's kind of bad weather coming in, guys. So I'm sorry if it's lagging. But yeah, the dragonfly energy, let's see what that means. Just so you can get context. What I do. Yeah, see, you're all very much about the mind. So upright, it means master of light, illusion in the mind. But when in balance, sees clearly, joyful and magical. And when out of balance, which is in challenge, can't concentrate because of busy mind. And it says here, bring into balance, focus on the breath. And when you focus on the breath, you bring it back to your heart, which is self, which is the you, which is your life force. And you recenter everything into its proper balance. So I send it to you with lots of love. Hopefully that helps you now and in the future. And yeah, thank you very much for letting me read your energy. Thank you, Tara. Hopefully that made sense to you. I don't know about that song though. Who sings it? Billy Joel. Billy Joel. In the middle of the night. So I tap into everybody's main theme, which will be that's why the song comes across like that. Okay, Mary. Yes, guys, please see me. Okay, Mary's here. Awesome. Okay, Mary. Okay, Mary, if you'd just like to take 3 deep breaths and open up your heart chakra a little bit, and then we can have a bit of a connection. Hi, guys. So when I do the readings, I don't really look at the comments, okay? So please be patient with me. All right, Mary, I got you. Okay, Mary. Love will conquer all, Mary. So I like this when I get this particular song. So usually it's a strengthening of love. So it says, starts with the song. Here we are out here on the floor. We don't need to worry. Love will conquer all. Sorry, that was a horrible note. So you may be questioning a little bit about why love is maybe, if you are in a relationship, maybe it's not in that right level or right place, or if you aren't in a relationship wanting to connect to someone, like it's just so deep. Like I love that I come across people that just want to have a relationship with someone that means something to them, like that soul connection. But often we find it when we're searching for soulmate, we walk straight past them in the street, we wouldn't even know. And you also have a lot of light in your energy, because it's like all the lights got a little bit brighter. So there's a lot of love and knowledge around you at this time. Feels like there's a lot of support and spirit for you to be moved into the right space as well. But yeah, it's sort of like wanting to connect on that soul deep level with someone, but also it also feels like that's for you too. You may also be connecting in more with you, tapping more into love and light for you. But fine, it's more like us. It's weird because I feel like love will conquer all. Yes, I get it. But why? Like these questions. So you are becoming more self-aware, or at least questioning why you feel a certain way. Let's pull some cards. Oh, okay. That was quick. Like I'm locking out everybody's cards are just coming out tonight. Oh, yeah, see? It's in challenge. Well, yeah, I get it. Oh, yeah, I love it. I love how spirit kind of talks to me through these cards. Okay. So something that I say a lot about love is that many people have very strong belief systems about what love is and how it should feel, look, and behave. But love is an energy, also a vibration. So it flows where it needs to go, it goes where it needs to go. It ebbs and flows. And it can be very, like I said, how I said, people climbing up that mountain with bags. Yours came out in reverse, so that means it's really unbearable right now at the end of a chapter. So I feel like if this isn't about connecting with someone new, this may be about ending an old relationship or a burdensome time for you. And not only are you carrying your bags from that relationship, but maybe bags from other relationships, or if not other relationships, from your past. And the thing is, it creates a burden when you have to carry them around. A lot of us have to learn to unpack. A lot of us have to learn to clear out our capacity of storage and hose it down and soap it down and scrub it down so it's clean and ready for something new. It's like that. Make space for something new. And I really want to say that to you, Mary. So if you are in a space of connecting with someone new or ending an old cycle relationship, just know that love conquers all, as in when you start tipping into that vibration of love, when you start connecting with you, when you start opening up your heart chakra, it allows for you to heal and create space for something new. Because here, this be loyal to what you love, dog spirit and challenge. And I really hate seeing the dog spirit and challenge, because I feel like if 19 breaks down to a 10, 1 plus 9 equals 10, right? 10 of wands, 10. This would have been my 10 of cups or 10 of pentacles maybe, because it is, it's a dog, so it's like physical. Be loyal to what you love. Now, in the past, that probably hasn't happened. Probably has not happened for you. And that's not fair, because I feel like technically you would always have been very loyal to people that you love. But maybe someone that you love wasn't loyal to you. And it may not just be, we can't think worst case scenario, it could be anything. Could be they could have said something, they could have done some kind of action that hurt you. It doesn't necessarily just mean, cheating or things like that. Because that's why you want that soul connection. Because a soulmate, how we see a soulmate is that they're a do or die, Yeah, well, actually, I'm getting to this actually. I'm building. I'm just letting this energy pass out of me. Well, that's how it goes. If you've gone through a spiritual awakening, it's usually hitting rock bottom that propels you into a space. And the thing is, what I'd say for last was sea serpent. Now, I really love this card, and it's a card that I've always, and it is in spirit, as you can see, the element of spirit. And it looks like an eye, but it's actually, you see that? The snake biting its own tail. It's an interesting kind of story when you delve deep into this. But this is actually the card that talks about sensuality. It talks about feeling safe when it comes to intimacy, feeling protected. Let's read it. Read the meaning of it. So, if this is a spiritual awakening, it would be more about becoming more secure within who you are as a person as well. Just give me a moment. So find it. Where are you? I'm pretty sure. Which one is this? I thought it might have been the throat chakra. Oh, sea serpent is the... Sorry, big thumbs. The sacral chakra. So it says emotional healing, healing emotional wounds, expressing desires. Yeah, that's about safety within the sacral chakra. Yeah, it says we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other areas it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what, the waters of our emotional lives look like. The sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. Yeah, this is the sacral chakra. This is you tapping more into your feminine energy, or divine feminine energy. So that is, here's a cool thing about divine feminine energy. She nurtures and she heals. Not only is she mystical and intuitive or magical, she nurtures and she heals. So in this time, despite the world being a little bit, unstable or burdensome, this is a great time to know that you are loved and you are protected by Mother Universe or from the divine feminine energy within you. So I send it to you with lots of love and good intentions, and hopefully that made sense and helps you on your journey. And good luck on your spiritual journey. There are many pitfalls and holes that you can stumble into, but sometimes when you stumble and you fall in those holes, they're places to really find yourself, okay? So thank you very much. I'm just going to have some water. Rowena? Hi there. I've got 3 more names, and then I've got Rowena, Rita, and Kira. Kia ora rangi. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Mary. Rowena? Just say Rowena, thumbs up. Oh, yes. Okay, awesome. I see you. All right, so if you just take 3 deep breaths and open up your heart chakra, and that just allows us to have a clearer connection. And I'll just ground down into the energy. It allows me to rebalance and attune my energy so I can just see what's going on in yours. And usually I get a song or some kind of visual aspect. So it's interesting because I got a really strong pressure here, and then the color, the deep purple, the indigo that came in. So you may be an indigo child or connect to energies of. They're super sensitive as well. And then I heard blame it on the rain. Blame it on the rain. Oh, I don't want to sing that song because I can only sing what I hear. You're going through a spiritual awakening too, whether you're conscious of it or not. It is initiating you into new areas of thinking, and that can cause a lot of upheaval in your life, whether with people or within you. Because as you choose to change, as you choose to shift your perception, often you can get into some very conflicting areas regarding religion, regarding expectations, or how you even see the world. I feel like for you, ancestral stuff first and foremost. And so let's pull some cards. Yeah. Yours are just flying out, not even gonna lie about that. About this one. Yep, just straight away. Don't even have to. So, okay. Rowena. So, yeah, I feel like you do have a very special purpose, which you'll know or be initiating yourself into. So, what I want to say about purpose too, which we have to understand, our main purpose is to be human. Our main purpose is to live. Our main purpose is to love. our main purpose is to learn and experience, and for that purpose it is to evolve overall, and for that purpose is to learn to become whole, and in that purpose learn to become one. So there's many purposes within a sacred purpose, and along the way, there's the thing about that, along the way you find people, and along the way you help people in your own unique purpose. But all of us all have the same purpose, and that is to evolve. So, and what I mean by that is so that we can become whole and then learn to become one. But learning to be one has to be done over generations, because this generation is very deep-seated in separation. Sorry, it's just the way it's coming out. But anyway, you got Page of Pentacles, which I really like with the Page of Pentacles. It is a new beginning. It is a solid offer from the universe, or from destiny, or it's like an opportunity that's happening in your reality. Doors are opening. I feel like you are in need of stability, just with your legs being like that, and that 4 may have come out of a long waiting period, or may have come out of a period of being sort of everything being all upside down and seeing things from a higher perspective. Because for me, it kind of feels like if this was in challenge, it would be the Hangman in reverse, or upright. It would be like the Hangman, which is about voluntarily looking at things and seeing things from a higher perspective. But with that Page of Pentacles, it's actually a sign of, it's a good time, a good sign for you, and also it sort of indicates within a year. So anything that you've been embarking upon, and I don't usually like time frames, but specific messages need specific time frames, and I feel like for you, I would say within a year, things are going to get a lot better. And you think, oh, a year's so long, but actually it goes really, really fast. As time's shaping the way that we are all moving fast, so time will move fast too. But what you're struggling with, and I think maybe something that I want to say you're aware of, is that you're finding it hard to either speak your truth, say your truth, or speak freely about something, with the nightingale singing your song. So we'll quickly look at the nightingale and what the essential meanings are. That is the element of air. Birds are usually messengers as well, so you may not be seeing signs and synchronicities from the universe to say, hey, this is a really good way to go, or this is a really good opportunity. I'm getting the song Torn. I'm already torn. Nothing's right, I'm torn. Sorry, that sounds like crap, but it is. Where is she? Okay. So here, this was in challenge. So when it's in reverse, where I say that it indicates the struggle. It says fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. So in reverse, you may be struggling with this, but I want to read you the message for the nightingale, and it says, the song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. Except when I sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Got to go through the solar plexus. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. Because you're ready to really go from the page to the king, where you've mastered this energy or this element. You have to learn to find and speak your truth. So main part of really evolving or moving into the right spaces to actually learn your truth. So, I feel like that can be really hard, but also the voice is a way of manifesting. So if you are finding it hard to manifest things, it may be because you haven't quite tapped into who you are. You know what I mean? So as it says, when in balance, sing, speaks freely with kindness. When out of balance, shy lump in the throat. So to bring into balance is music. So music brings, like it says, music heals. It can alter the way you feel about something. You know, if you listen to like a song that brings back a memory, you could laugh, you could cry, you could feel joy and happiness, or remember someone special. So it's sort of like, if you want to tap into, put on your happy song, put on your fight song, and just let it rip. So when I started to learn how to do light language, I first started through learning how to clear my solar plexus. It wasn't nice anyway, but I love it when she first said to me, and she set me up because I thought I'd done like all this healing and like letting things out. And then she says, she sits me up, the healer that I was seeing, Denise, and she says, now we're going to do the hard work, because now we're going to open up your throat chakra. And I was like already traumatized, but she's like, we took some moments to calm down. Oh, thank you. I was just mocking myself, yeah. And we took some moments to calm down, and then she just said to me, all you have to do is make a sound. Just any sound, whatever sound wants to come out, just let it come out. And when I did that, I started speaking light language. Well, it felt like I was going blah, 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 but it wouldn't stop. And it wouldn't stop, and it just kept coming, and it flowed out of me because I had so much stuff here. It was a clearing of information, knowledge, pain, suffering. Some of it I cried, some of it was painful, but when I got it out, I did feel like absolute shit for 3 days, but it was grief. Like I had held on to all this stuff for years. Like I didn't start really getting into my deep inner healing until I hit the 40s, right? So I'm 44 this year in October. So, I've only like 3 years of actually having a clear solar plexus. So you have to understand that was like 40 years of pain and suffering sitting there. So I cried and cried. But after the grieving phase, just like losing a person, I literally lost my weight in pain, basically. So after 3 days of grieving, the light started to come back. And I started to feel better, and things started to align. So healing isn't always instant or isn't always pleasant, but when you actually feel the healing happen and take its rightful place in your life, everything starts to change. So, it's sort of like for you, it's just time to find your voice, because what you need to manifest and what's showing me here is that opportunities are happening, because here with the chameleon spirit, it says act as if. Act as if. So what this tells me is that that's sort of like the law of attraction, right? I deserve to be loved. And this is something that I always say to people. They're like, am I ever going to be loved properly? Let's just put it as simple as that. I always say something, and it's something that I believe for myself, is that I am love, or you are love. You're not separate from love. Love flows to you in expected and unexpected ways, because you are love, you deserve love, and it is a part of you. And it's sort of just like, that's what I mean. It's sort of like we just have to start realizing that we're not separate from the things that we need in our life, or actually already have it. We just don't know that we do. Because we've been told, and this is what happens in society, that love is over there, that love is in another, that love is in a car, that love is in a dress and shoes and makeup and TVs and shit everywhere. But actually love is free, and it is everywhere and accessible to anyone. All you have to do is realize that it's yours. I want love. Love is mine. I am love. And there is no separation. So with that, it says act as if. So if there's something that you really want, start realizing that it's not separate from you, that you don't have to work for it. And I know everyone's like, working is about being productive, but energetic work is literally, you just take that energy. Let me rephrase it. You just allow that energy to flow to you naturally, and it will come, because you're creating that vibration, within you. So I do feel a little bit heavy in the solar plexus. So I feel like you are holding a lot, but when you finally release it, it's going to be a mess. But allow that mess. Allow yourself to be chaotic and messy, and as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anyone else, it's okay. You know, we have to normalize that healing isn't a beautiful experience sometimes. It can be. But sometimes when we have to heal our human chakras, those are the hardest ones. Those are the ones that hold pain and suffering. And they can be very painful. So, but I do say when you do, it'll be so much easier for you to carry yourself in your life. So I send that to you with lots of love and good intention, and hopefully that made sense for you. And thank you very much. Whew. Thank you, Rowena. That was a lot. Sometimes I talk too much. Rita? Just say, Rita here, thumbs up or something. It's okay. I'm just sculling up water. Rita? I'm going to take the list soon, guys. I've got Rita and Kira, and then I'll take another lot. Okay, I'm here. All right. Yeah. Rita, just take 3 deep breaths, but I've got to say it straight away. You're a giver. You've given too much. I felt that. Was it? Give a little bit of my love to you. And when I get that always tells me, as soon as I send your energy, you give too much, and where it's detrimental. Giving is good. Giving is good if you've got what you've got to give. But when it becomes too much, it becomes bad for you or detrimental to your energy levels. So when someone's a giver, they put a lot of time, focus, and energy into people, and that is great, but not balancing that time, focus, and energy in yourself. So just be mindful of that. When you have that energy, to really just put up boundaries, okay? Create boundaries. Just decide, I'm not going to tolerate anything outside of this, and then stand on there, stand guard with that. Okay, so we're just going to ground down into the energy. Just got to go through the formalities. It's just like, introducing each other, ourselves. So if you just take 3 deep breaths. Oh, it's just loud. It's so loud. Give a little bit. Is that Simon and Garfunkel? I don't know. It's an old song. Just sing that song over and over. I do see a hill in front of you, so I feel like there is a really big obstacle. You're finding it hard to overcome, and it's sort of like you've been finding it easier to just sit and observe and let life pass you by, but that's fun for a time, but you know that at some point you have to climb that hill. And it may be something you really, really don't want to climb, but when you learn to climb it, you'll conquer it. When you learn to climb things, you'll actually conquer it. Okay, I'm going to pull your cards. Pull your cards. Ooh, temperature dropped. So, yeah, we're going to have bad weather. I'm sorry if it's lagging. My spirit guys just said, slow down. I've got to really stay grounded with your energy. Stay at my level. I'm trying to bring you up. Okay. Oh, that's good. It's gone deadly quiet in here. What's going on? The music turned off. Can you hear that? Okay. A couple of challenges in your path, but I think you'll be okay. Yeah, I thought so. So, okay. So you got the Wheel of Fortune. in reverse and challenge. Thank you so much. You've got the butterfly upright, which is good. I love butterflies. It's a good sign. And you have wombat spirit in challenge with be at home. So a lot of karmic cycles here with the Wheel of Fortune. Some kind of decision making that's been here. You know, here's the thing about the universe, and one thing I would say is probably the harshest point in which they do this is sort of like, it's like you choose, you have to choose this, or we'll choose it for you. And the downside to not making a choice and then not taking that energy and moving with it is this. When you leave it up to the universe then creates scenarios. Oh, I'm so sorry. The universe creates scenarios in which, oh, not even scenarios, life lessons in which to move you to choose what they want you to move. Because in the end, if you believe in reincarnation or soul evolution, we've chosen a pathway, we've chosen set goals and lessons to learn in this life. And so your spiritual team are working hard to put you on the right path so that you learn that lessons and achieve. They want you to be successful. They want you to overcome. They want you to learn. They want you to experience. They want you to evolve. That is their main goal, because the more you evolve into the light, or what we call knowledge of self, when you evolve into that space, you actually find you tip the balance from the people that are not choosing to. So it's just creating balance, always creating balance. That is the universe's whole job, is to create balance. So for all those that choose to stay asleep, they then have to wake up. All those that have to choose to be awake, that's the balance, and that's how we as humans see it. But definitely having to go through a lot of karmic cycles in your life, definitely feeling a little bit low on the luck factor, on decisions that are viable for you as a person. Like I said, you need to create boundaries from people. Some people are making you carry their bags, which as humans, we do this for certain people. But a lot of that is just like, you have to choose to take the challenge. This like when I saw your energy, you were sitting, or at least how I would envision you look like, sitting in a meadow. There were bees, there were flowers. It's all very comfortable. But right ahead of you, right smack ahead of you, is this beautiful hill. And it's almost like that, showing me that you had to climb to the top of that hill and conquer it. You had to get up there yourself. And the universe, when they have this kind of set way of saying things, means that it's time that you change whatever's going on. Because I feel like when we get into this, getting comfortable with the, sort of being on the negative side of the wheel. So when the wheel's upright, which is usually good fortune, when it's in negative or reverse in the basics, is like bad fortune, or feeling a little bit down on you, or low on your luck, or making poor decisions. And it's sort of like choosing to go through the transformation here with the butterfly. And the cool thing is, when I got this card, I heard something that I know about butterflies is their navigational skills are amazing. They actually can fly through the windiest kind of day and land exactly and fly exactly where they need to. They use the wind to lift and shape how they move, and they can literally, like I've seen butterflies chase each other in the wind. Like, how the hell does that happen? How do they know how to do that? They've become masters. Even though they don't live for long, they become masters of their element, which is air. And that's what I mean. It's like, you need to learn to transform your thoughts. You need to master your mind, because what's happening is your mind is getting darker and darker. And I don't mean to say it like that, but like more smaller, right? And the thing is, we have something I talk about all the time, which is parasitic thought forms that really want us to have no light, because then they thrive. So like I said, for all those that choose to be asleep, they can be asleep. All those that choose to be awake, they have to choose to be awake. And the thing is, you're like, where are you? Are you awake, asleep? So it's sort of like the universe is saying, well, you actually came here to awaken. You actually came here to arise and evolve And if you're not going to listen at the subtle things, then we will make situations that will make you choose to move into the places in which you've come here to learn. And that is this transformational space. And guess what? This is the only card that isn't in challenge in your energy. It's sort of like the transformational space. If you moved into that, you would thrive. You would thrive. When you master your thoughts, when you master your mind, you would thrive. And it's sort of like, that's when we learn emotional intelligence as well. You know, having boundaries, having set goals to achieve and to accomplish, and never think that we could just be nobody, because it feels like you need to think bigger and you need to start putting action into your energy in a way that's beneficial for you. So I'm just going to find the butterfly. Okay. Yeah, see, this means undergoing great change and transformation. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, this change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, well, we know you've been feeling discomfort. Be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon, committing to the one daily routine, a meal, practice, or prayer. Done at the same time, same place and time, will do wonders for lifting a butterfly spirit. So when in balance, cheerful, graceful, when out of balance, fragile, frustrated, to bring into balance daily routine. I don't know how that comes in, but I just want to say right at the end, you need to climb that hill. You need to climb the hill. And the thing is, lastly, you have the wombat spirit and challenge, being at home. Now, for me, home is where the heart is. So you've got the butterfly energy saying that it's connected to the heart, even though I would say it's the ear is mine, but who am I, you know? But it's okay because that's the interpretation. And then you've got be at home, wombat spirit. That's the struggle. That's why. And this is something I want to say to you very much, is that this is a really good time to get grounded into the energy of you. Connecting to your heart and connecting to your mind allows it to be open. Open-hearted, open-minded people receive blessings. Open-hearted and open-minded people receive information. Open-hearted and open-minded people receive information, blessings, and love. Okay? So I feel like being at home is like learning to come back to self, coming back to wholeness. Being at home is being with you. And I feel like it's not that you're lazy. It's not even that. But with this butterfly energy, where they say daily practice or a daily routine, I would say a daily spiritual routine. You know, getting up, setting intentions in the morning, and then doing that for a week, and then getting up and then saying a prayer for yourself before you go out, or just imagining a shield of light around you. You know, after you do your affirmations or set your intentions, then put a shield of light on. And it's sort of like, and then do that for a week, and then start developing and adding on more that you can actually accomplish in that day. So it's sort of like, I feel like there's a major change happening in your life. The struggle is actually allowing that that change to take place. But when you do, I feel like you will actually have a really good place where you can thrive and navigate through things a lot easier. So I send that to you with lots of love and good intentions. So thank you very much. Hopefully that helps you now and in the future. Thank you, Rita. Whew. Have a water. Kira. I just drink off water because every time I drink off camera with water, drink water off camera, because every time I've drunk the water on camera, I always end up spilling it all down my top. So if I do it over here, you won't see it when I wipe down here. All right. Whew. That was a really, really interesting message. Thank you, Rita. You're very welcome. Kira, is she here? Thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you for the gifts and the likes and shares and the follows. I appreciate you very much. It happens. I've done it so many times. Or I just go live and then I put the water down. It's no good. Kira, what's going on in your energy? Kira, can we get awesome? Kira, you had a vision of love. I had a bit. Oh gosh, it was such a bad night. It's going to take me to that bad note, and I know I'm going to end up ruining that song, but we all know that song. But interestingly enough, visions need inspired action for them to come forward in reality. So I just share that with you. We're just going to, you just take 3 deep breaths, and I'll just ground down into your energy, and we'll just connect. Oh, yeah, vision of love. I had, no, it's because I can't get it. Can't get that note. I'll start from the beginning then. It's just keep singing the song to me, so you all know if I have to sing, I have to actually sing it to get it out of me, otherwise it'll sit in there and play. Treated me kind, sweet destiny, I suffered through alienation for the one that was waiting for me. What took so long? Still I believe, and now I know I succeeded, finally finding the faith to believe. I think I got the words. I had a vision of love, and it was all that you've given to me. That's the part I'm hearing. And then it goes, then I'm not singing that part, but you all know. Dreams without inspired action lead to disappointment. I think you've had a vision. When I say vision of love, we all know love is light. Love is knowledge as well. It is a vibration. It is a highly perceived vision you may have had. And for some odd reason, it feels like the word I'm getting is shortcomings, but it was like it fell short. You know, like I had this vision, but it fell short. And I don't know if that was an outcome of what's happening in the world, or is this an inner world thing with you? Is this a belief? Is there a lack of feeling connected to love? Because there's a difference with seeing, but actually embracing is 2 different elements, really, when it comes to a vision. Because when we have the vision, it's apart from us. But when we take inspired action, it becomes us. And the outcome of it becoming us is what comes out of us from embracing it. So I don't know, just feels like that part was hard. The outcome wasn't what I expected. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's pull some cards. Okay, here. Oh. Yeah, okay. No judgment. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on, Kira? You got the Knight of Cups in reverse. So it's like I said, the Knight of Cups is a message of love. In reverse, didn't come through. I don't know why. Or something fell short. That's what I was saying to you, right? It's a messenger of love. And it's kind of weird because your cards are like... And then you got the owl, right? The owl's about clarity, vision. Okay, we're gonna let's pull out the owl. It's just indulge me here. I want to see what it says. Curiosity, maybe. Oh, I like this. Abundance, clairvoyant, treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on our side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon. So it's sort of like a surge. How it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. Says when in balance, generous, trusting, secure. When out of balance, money quarrels, scarcity. I don't know why I sound Irish saying that. And to bring into balance is an offering. Well, luckily it's upright. Yeah. Okay, I'm just trying to let this come in because it's sitting right there. We're just letting it, it's almost like letting it bubble. So I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like you feel things should be here now. Sorry. But the universe is saying, let me just add some more spices in there, because adding more spices gives it more flavor. And you need flavor. Fire. This is alchemical. So you've definitely had a reaction. And maybe in the past it's always been like this instant kaboom. You know, fireworks. And maybe, just maybe, you've met someone whose energy is more slow moving. I don't like what I heard when I said that. More like misdirecting you. Either they... I don't want to say that word because I don't like the idea of it. So I want to write it down. That way I don't say it. But it feels like they either fooled you. That's how I feel like there was like, I had this vision of love, but it was all that you've given to me. Like, where's the payout? Where's the outcome? You know, where's the you know, where's that part? You know, like, that's what I mean. It's sort of, it feels like it fell short of your expectations. Thank you. And I feel like but the universe is like saying, well, actually, something's coming forward because it's your turn to have this. But it might be going around the long way, which sucks. Or it might have come from the wrong space. So it's not in the right place for you yet. Like I said, like, you know what I mean? It's more spice, more alchemical, which is, you know, like an alchemist, right? They change lead into gold, which means turning something useless into usable, or worthless into priceless. It's like that. It's like learning. Yeah. But this owl, you know, like for me, if I was to look at soulmates, if I was to think this was a soulmate reading, which it feels kind of like that. So I hope it's not a twin flame, because twin flames suck. But you got the owl card, and the owl for me is always the companion card. Like it's a card that comes in, like this person is a protector, you know? So if this, but also the owl, it's a bird, it's a messenger. So you got the messenger of love, a messenger of wisdom, and then you've got the nightingale spirit, which is love is all around, which is another bird, which is another messenger of love. So you had a vision of love, and it's funny there. Look, that bird's wearing a crown. Yeah. Oh, finally. Love is not as separate from you. Love is within you. Remember that. Love is all around you because you are love. All the talk, but no, it is. Okay, that does. Oh, love bombing. Yeah, red flag, eh? Red flag. We don't want that, narcissists. But they exist in the world. It's just unfortunate. So I feel like for you, it's just a shift in the right direction this time. Because I feel like if this L isn't anyone else's energy but your own, you're seeing very clearly what's not being said, what's not being expressed. You're seeing it very clearly. And the thing is, the L would see this a mile away because this Knight of Cups in reverse, because it sees everything, like it doesn't miss. So there may have been something within you that saw that this person may not have the right chemistry for you, because for me that's alchemical. But then I do get the impression that the universe is actually stirring things up and creating something new. So I want you to shift your perspective here with knowing that the love that you want and the love that you need is already in your life. It is now just taking form. I've seen that bird in a vision. It's a companion card, the companion to Lakshmi. And I love Lakshmi. She's actually a beautiful goddess or deity. I just feel good fortune. You might have actually dodged a bullet. And even though it may not feel great, it's something that's actually putting you in the right path of something better. It's the polarity, yeah. A narcissist is an empath in reverse. We have to understand that they got created. They inherited narcissistic behavior. It can go either way. It just depends on who your parents are. Nurture versus nature, Most kids are born clean and clear, and it's through life that they get twisted. But that's just how it goes. Some will choose to go towards the light and some will relish the dark. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. So, I do send that to you with lots of love and good intention. So it's really just realizing that, when things are right, it will come to me and it will present itself to me. But yeah, all talk, no action, or love bombing, not a good sign. I would say it's a red flag. That's why that Knight of Cups is in reverse, because it's sort of like not the right time. Plus, the thing, if it was a Knight of Cups upright, it's really good. This is a heart. This is the card of the heart, the Knight that makes your heart really beat hard, like you feel that love. But they come to play. They don't come to stay. That's the thing about that card. But it is a message of love, in its true form. In reverse, I don't know. I don't know. But thank you, Kira. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Yeah, I just feel like, it's a good time to just let the alchemical change happen within you, and then it creates a new reality, right? Okay, send that to you, lots of love. Thank you, Kira. So I'm going to take some more names, guys. Where are we at? For time? Plenty of time. Oh, the nightingale, which is sings about singing and using your voice. That's cool. Okay. Jessica B. Ariana or Alice Cullen's girlfriend. Okay. So, Aisha. Dana. Dotty Canvas. And Mia. Mia Pio. Sorry if I said that wrong. And Catherine Hitter. Okay, so I've just got my list here real quick, guys. So I'm just taking a few at a time, and hopefully we'll get through these nice and quick. And if you're patient, hopefully we can get you again. So thank you for all those that have waited this long. Thank you for your comments, your likes, your shares, your follows, and your gifts. I appreciate them all. I'm just gonna. Oh, okay. Yes, I just got reminded. So if you just give me a moment, I'm just literally going to move my table back. I'm just going to get this. Where did I put them? Piece of my great grandparents when they were in the newspaper. It's old school. It's pretty old. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, here it is. Here they are. You see them? They were put in the newspaper. And right down the bottom it says, Mr. and Mrs. Selwyn, love and honesty are vital ingredients. And he said, we met by the usual procedure, said Mr. Selwyn with a smile. He added, they had had a very good marriage, and said it was because they loved one another and kept no secrets. But they died in the... My great-grandfather, he died in his 90s, and my great-grandmother died when she was 89 years old, and they'd been married since they were, like, young, I think, like 20 or pretty young. So all their lives, they only loved each other. And I just literally came across all these old photos, and I've been just paying a lot of honor to my ancestors, you know, like my loved ones, and sharing their stories and their images, because this is a good time to honor them. And hopefully, yeah. So they were married for, I don't think they were married, because this was in like the 80s, 90s, 80s, 90s, 80s. So, the couple had 7 children, 78 grandchildren, and 83 great-grandchildren. They've probably tripled by now. Sorry, I'm just reading this. But yeah, sorry, just reminiscing. But yeah, I've been spending time honouring them, and I have a family page which I've been putting up all the old photos, because some of them, you know, it's like my grandparents when they were young, my aunties and uncles. Oh, it's been great. Okay, guys, sorry about that. A little bit of an interlude. So we'll start off with Jessica B. Yeah, and even my grandparents were married from the age of 20 till they died. Well, my grandfather died, I think, 10 years before my nan. But they had a long and happy marriage as well. It's just old school, eh? They just, like, even in the rough patches, they just work through it. And for some, that's not always possible. Because I would say, you know, like, I think the men were different back then too. I'm not saying men are different now, but they just had an older school kind of value. I wouldn't say it was any easier for my grandparents or my great-grandparents, but it was just, I think it's more like learning that they were a team, you know? Yeah, like that piece of paper is really, really old. I really should stick it in something, but just to preserve it, you know. Yeah. Ria, you're going to get muted if you're going to keep up with doing that. I don't owe you anything, nor do I feel like being demanded to do a reading either. All right. Jessica B. Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah. Oh, I just love it. You know, like but it's the stories. It's all the stories of all being together all those years. The things that they did as a family, and you know, they did everything together. Like my family did everything together, like when they were younger. And it's only in this time and age where everyone's sort of separated. Yeah, I'm going to get it laminated just so it stays preserved forever. Like we have pictures of it, but the actual original. Yeah, different. They were different. Okay, Jessica, awesome. Thanks, guys. Yes, I will definitely look at getting it laminated. It's just remembering. All right, Jessica. So if you just ground down, I take 3 deep breaths while I ground down into your energy. I will just make that connection. So definitely, I feel like for you, definitely a question about love, which is normal. It feels like, you know, it's almost like I want to ask, is the person that I'm thinking of or someone I specifically care about, will they stand by my side? It's funny because it keeps saying, here we stand, here we stand, here we stand. So it's almost like remix. I would say if anything, if you're feeling a little bit lonely or disconnected from somebody right now, I would say that they still care about you and they still energetically stand beside you. I don't know if this is someone in your life or someone that you're thinking about, but they still feel a very strong connection to you. Because it's weird. It's kind of like, how do I describe that? Like standing by the ocean, but it's like a viewpoint and people just leaning over. Sorry, it's just the image I'm getting. Like I can see the ocean like it would be a port. I would call it a port here, but I don't know, or a wharf or something like that. And looking out, and it's sort of like nighttime, and weird. I think I heard promises were made to each other. So hopefully that makes sense. But I feel like if you are in disconnection with someone or at a distance from them, they still think about something. I feel like they promised something to you. And weird, I'm getting a lot of movement. I don't know if is there anything in here? What kind of car is that? I saw a car. I can see the front of a car. I don't know if that's like a I want to say Mercedes-Benz, but I don't think it's a Mercedes-Benz. More like a V-dub. I don't know why I'm getting a car in there. I feel like that was just random. V-dub. All right, let's pull some cards. To pull you up. So you might have been feeling a little bit low vibe. Feeling a little bit low this time. Thank you. Yep, a lot's going on. So I'm just going to take the top card. Yeah. I think I really want to say to you the reason why it's hard to tap into your energy is because your mind's flicking. So when I sort of like, you know how you tap into a TV and the reception's a little bit old and the image will flick up and down or feel distorted, like there's some kind of interference. So either you need to really open up a little bit more in the heart chakra, that may be low, or feeling a little bit low here, or quietening down the mind, which is just focusing on your breath. Yeah. You're getting a lot of radio stations coming on. So each card's bringing forward a song, but that just lets me know about the energy. Okay. Bring your ideas to life. You must have a lot of ideas. All right. So, okay. You got the Eight of Cups. You got the Elephant upright. So the Eight of Cups was in reverse, sorry. And then you got Horse, Spirit, freedom is yours. And Starfish, Spirit, open to infinite possibilities. Okay. So I feel like definitely in this connection with someone. So Eight of Cups in reverse. So Eight of Cups upright is about walking away from something. And Eight of Cups in challenge, okay, which is literally what's happening with your energy right now, is that it's hard to walk away from something. Getting a lot of, I feel like you're really conflicted in this space, because I'm getting like, should I stay or should I go now? Da, 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 da. If I stay, there will be trouble. If I go, there will be double. And then it's like, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you. Like it flicks. Like I said, even the images we're flicking, and so too is the radio station. It's like pulling you into a space of groundedness. But the elephant, I like seeing the elephant there. The elephant is one of my favorite spiritual guides that I've had. It always reminds me of Ganesha. And Ganesha lets me know that there's either an obstacle in my way on purpose, or that the path is being cleared for me. And I feel like for you, the hardest thing to overcome is either the self-talk or the self-doubt. Is this the right decision? Do I feel like it's the right decision for me? Yes. Yes. Here's Ganesha saying it's safe to walk forward. It's safe to go forward here. And if you have an obstacle, well, I'll find here with the horse and the starfish energy, really being able to either run circles around it or just simply walk over it. But that's the hardest part, is actually to walk, to actually choose to walk. Because in your energy, if we were to turn this card upright, it would be that you want to. The Eight of Cups is saying you don't want to, or you don't want to choose to. But the elephant. Yeah, let's read the elephant. I always like reading this particular card. It is the element of fire as well. Elephant. Okay, it says unstoppable, auspicious, wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. So for me, the reason why you're struggling so much about moving forward is the path is unknown to you. So it may be something new, or it may be a new way of looking at your life, or a new romance, or really hard to let go of the past, or letting go of something. Because Eight of Cups upright is just completely walking away and cutting all ties, but when it's in reverse, it's like I'm trying to walk away, like one foot out the door, one foot in the door, and all that leads to is a jammed foot, because eventually over time people are going to close that door. So you can't force the door open, because then that's not very positive for you anyway, energetically. Some doors need to close. So like I said, the original one was like it felt like you were connecting in with someone special to you, or you felt a connection to someone, but it did feel like they were at a distance and you're remembering maybe the good times. And the thing is, your mind flicks, that's the only way I can describe it, flicks through channels, like the attention span. It's hard to hold it. You may constantly keep yourself distracted because you may not want to think about the good things. Not think about the good things, but outside forces. Starfish energy is a lot about keeping very shallow, so not too keen to go into that deep dive or deep water. But that horse spirit energy, really just wanting to, this is Sagittarius kind of energy. Don't pin me in. Don't try to tie me down because I'm out. Then that's what I mean. It's sort of like in and out, in and out. And then you've got Ganesh going, hurry up, go. Right there, go. It's like ushering you down. Don't go down this path because down here it's going to help you. And I feel like it's sort of like, really, you really have to bring things into focus about what you want and what you desire. Because here with this fire here, that's sort of like, it's sort of like you need to know what it is that you actually want and what you desire, and really focusing on moving towards that, because I feel like this is a good time for you to explore things, to explore. And here, being open to infinite possibilities and having freedom is actually a good thing, because true love is freedom. True love is the freedom to allow someone to be who they want to be, to allow you to be who you want to be, and having faith and trusting that they'll come home to you, or they'll come back to you when the time is right, or when it is time. And it's sort of like, but in the time, in the interim, if you're not with the person that you care about, go and live your life. Go and do the things you need to do with your life and get moving, because whatever's happening, it's almost like a sort of like, because Ganesh always reminds me of the taxi drivers, and they're like rushing from here to there. They're like, come on, we've got time limits, we've got time frames, it's time to move. So I feel like for you, with that horse spirit coming straight after Ganesh, or the elephant energy, it's time to move. It's time to master this life. It's time to get real flexible and fun and shake free of things. And here over here with Starfish Spirit, really opening up to a lot of different things. Let the light in is what I want to say to that. Let things grow, let things be nurtured, let them flow, just like your energy. So if you stay still, if you hold, it becomes very negative. But when you actually let it free, let it go, or releasing, how much better you'll feel about your world. 33, by the way, so we just will bring this number in because you can see right there, number 33. That is the sign of the teacher and the student. So there are life lessons that you're having to overcome. And I feel like it's just all around you. So it's just time to let that star shine, really, isn't it? Let it out. Find your luck, new beginnings. There's lots of things coming in. And it's just quite positive. Even though your energy may not feel too positive at this time, you can always tap into that energy. Okay? So send it to you with lots of love and good intentions, and hopefully that made sense and help you now and in the future. So thank you very much, Jessica. Whew. Ariana, just give me a thumbs up. Same here. Yeah, thank you, Jessica. That was actually pretty good. Like, you're so close. It's like, don't give up on yourself. Just give these a go. Ariana. Oh, hi. Okay, I'm here. Awesome. I remember Alice Cullen's girlfriend. That's right. All right. So if you take 3 deep breaths while I ground down into your energy, so it's just a deep breath all the way in. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Thank you for acknowledging that. Just breathing all the way in, holding it for like 2-3 seconds, and just exhaling all the way out. Bet you by golly, wow. Oh man, you're the one that I've been waiting for forever. Yeah, someone's really taken your attention or your breath away. So I really like that. It's either for me, it feels like it goes two ways. And if you just indulge me here, it feels like it's like, wow, like you've seen someone, you're like, wow, boom. And then also it's sort of like a sign of respect too. It's like, wow, like it goes both ways, like wow and wow. So I feel like you're very expressive when it comes to appreciating people. I feel like you give praise in the right place. I really like your energy. I feel like there's a little bit of like either a weirdness or a hardness. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a weird, hard place or edge. You're a little bit edgy, a little bit dark, but I like it because it's just on the edges. So it's kind of like that really strong definition, but mostly you're really, really good, I want to say normal. Sorry. It's just the way it came in. She's not going to like that. But normal. Like good. Like, is it sunrise? Dawn? And it's weird because I feel like really good energy, and then I come along a little bit along the timeline, and then I see an image of you crying, but like in the wind, like the wind is carrying your tears off. And it feels like for me, when you get hit with love, you feel it 100% through your whole body. And the thing is, the initial reaction, like the alchemical reaction that you see with someone, it lasts such a long time for you, but not so much for other people. It's like, why am I still here? Why am I still feeling this? And yet I feel completely alone here. Like, and the song fades out, like, bitch, by golly, wow. And then, like that, there's that transitional period to that though. But in that space where it was light and bright and feeling good, then this sort of deep side to you, you are quite an emotional person, a deep feeler, and I feel like that part you keep to yourself. So let's pull some cards. Hopefully that made sense. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. All your cards are in challenge. So it just may not be that dramatic, but it may just mean that things are in challenge for you right now. And that's a sign, like it's actually a good sign that you may be coming out of the worst of it, or if you're in the thick of it, that means soon you'll go out of being in the thick of it and come out of the worst of it. It's sort of like negative phases, they don't last long, but it feels like they do, right? It feels like they do. And here you have the Nine of Swords in reverse. I want to say more positive aspects to this card. So nine of Swords upright is stress, anxiety. So it is for me, you are definitely coming out of a negative phase, a very overwhelming time. I feel like more like I talk a lot about parasitic thought forms, so we have to be mindful because they're like things that like negative energy or negative thoughts, and it thrives there. So we have to be mindful that when we get heavy, not to let it overtake us because we can get very stuck there. So it's like sleepless nights, stress, anxiety, pressures of the world. But Nine of Swords in reverse, I feel like for you in this message, feels like I'm coming out of this now. I'm starting to understand, and like it's sort of like little little flecks of light are coming towards me. So you're either feeling a little bit of light coming in or love coming in, or you're literally seeing orbs, because the way I'm seeing it is like orbs around your head. If you can understand that visual aspect, but like a light that comes towards you to help you, to guide you, and also to heal you, because a lot of your stuff is more, it's more because you love hard and you give so much of yourself. So we have to understand when we give, it becomes very detrimental to us. We have to learn to put up boundaries or not to accept certain behaviors after that. Because here, you've got the Swan in challenge and the Tiger in challenge. Now, it came out like this. This is how it flipped, like that. So, like I said, there's a beautiful, loving part of you that is very loving and bright and light. And here's this little hard edge. Like I said, it was like right on the edge there. And I liked how it showed me that because it was a bit of a confirmation. But anyway, I'm going to read these cards, the messages to these cards, because I can, I know well. But for me, in reverse, you've definitely come out of something that may have been a connection or a soulmate connection that you really, really loved. And, you know, the tiger, the reason why I like the tiger coming out is because it's sort of like it talks about really high intuition. It talks about the divine female, but it's sort of like earning those stripes. You know, you've earned your stripes, the scars that you wear, the you know, you may not have them on the outside, but on the soul, you know, I feel like they're there for a reason. And it's sort of like, you know, I feel like, and this is something that you have to understand, that sometimes when we have negative thought patterns, so when things start getting good, we start thinking, this is getting too good, this is feeling too good, it's going to mess up soon and everything's going to turn to crap. And that's what happens when we start thinking like that, because then we welcome that in, don't we? We bring in that negative energy, because what we think, we create, or it projects itself outwards. So the challenge for you is to overcome a relationship or connection you felt close to, or becoming more clear on what your connection is. Okay, and here with the tiger, understanding the reason why this particular card is in reverse and behind the soulmates is because you don't put you first. You are the tiger. So it's just understanding that you often put your relationships first or your connections first and not yourself. So when you focus on yourself, you actually might find a lot of resolution in your energy. And your other card was in challenge as well, which is Cow Spirit. The miracles are endless. So the phrase I got with this, and something I've learned about myself, is you have a mother wound. So you care so much for people. You care like you're their mother, like you like tend to people. You tend to them on a really, really you know, high level. And so when it's time for you to be tended to, you often wonder why no one's there. Because everyone thinks you're efficient enough to look after yourself, but that's not necessarily the case, because you are literally a human being. But I like this because it is something that's showing you that it's in your energy. You just may not fully believe in it, but I want you to know that things will come to you in the way that they need to come to you when you start really focusing on yourself, and know that miracles are endless. So things can actually heal. Because for me, the cow went straight to Hathor, and Hathor was the divine, the great mother. And it just feels like that. That kind of energy, and she was represented as the cow, and so just for, you know, that mother's milk, you know, that kind of thing. It's not if you're not a parent, that doesn't apply, but it's sort of like nourishing remembering to nourish yourself. So many of us, when we give, we don't realize how detrimental it is to our light, to our soul, to our energy, and to our heart when it's not reciprocated or given the way that it should. So let's just read the swan and the tiger real quick. Lizard, I'll just try to get through it fast. I have like, okay, I've got the tiger, and then we'll get the swan. I love the swan card. So it sucks that it's in reverse for you right now, because I feel like you deserve the swan card, but maybe, just maybe, you just have to focus a little bit more on healing, yourself, and then you may actually find someone that really fits in with your energy. It's sort of like the balance, the yin to your yang, that kind of thing. So here we have swan. It says effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, elegant power. It says the swan represents heightened creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, or for more solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. When in balance, infinite sacred power. When out of balance, agitated, snippy, lacking vision. To bring back into balance, solo time and writing. So you might be journaling or creating poetry, create something where you can just flow that energy out, that emotional overflow onto something. And here we have tiger. So tiger is lunar force, ease in darkness, and feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. So boons are surges. Spend time in silence this evening. They keep telling you, you need to be alone, and sort of like make peace with things. Okay, so sorry. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. Yeah. When in balance, passionate, strong, sensual. When out of balance, overstimulated. To bring back in balance, candle gazing. So it may be a really good time to light up some candles and really get in your zen and find some peace in amongst all the chaos. So hopefully that helped you. I send it to you with lots of love and good intentions. And thank you very much, Ariana. Hopefully that made sense. Appreciate that. You actually have really lovely energy. It's in challenge because what you're doing is reprioritizing from focusing on other people and learning to focus on you. You see how she's striped? She's light and dark. She accepts both sides of herself. You can't always be love and light all the time, because being human means sometimes we get a little bit dark, just like the sun and the moon, just like day and night, things like that. You're bright and wrong, So thank you very much. Very welcome. All right. Aisha, you're next. Thumbs up. If I have time, I'll open it up after Catherine Hitter for another 5. Aisha. I'm just going to shuffle these up real quick and take a drink of water. After Aisha, I have Dana, Mia, and Catherine Hitter. Sorry, I'm saying your whole name. It's just the way I've written it down. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for acknowledging that. Ooh. Okay, Aisha. You know what to do, Aisha. Just take 3 deep breaths. All the way in and all the way out. Bringing yourself into balance and opening up the heart chakra. Let it ground down into your energy and create the connection. It's funny. You're going to laugh. So I heard the Give a Little Bit song, and then it was almost like they said, scratch that. And then I heard raindrops keep falling on my head, but not in a sad way. It was almost like a remix, like it was like a DJ. And it was, you give a little bit. So, you know, for me, that's always a song of being a giver, an overgiver. There is a song, you know, actual specific thing that says when you overgive. But then it said, scratch that. It was like, and then when it raindrops keep falling in my head, but it was upbeat. It's sort of like, what's really happened with you is that you used to give a lot of yourself, but then you like remixed it so that even in negative times, it's sort of like welcoming in the rain. That's what I mean. It's sort of like upbeat. It was like a pop version of that. Raindrops keep falling. I keep clicking my fingers. It's just, and it's sort of like the raindrops were hitting your crown chakra, and it was stimulating it. It's sort of like, you know, like sort of like my ears. This ear has been really hot tonight. Sorry, guys. You know, sort of like you know, when you watch the Bollywood, and it's raining, and she's doing her dance. And sorry, you know, she's doing all, and it's like sensual. It's kind of like a fun sensual though, like not like the full, hey, you know. Sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful at all to that, but you know, it's sort of like her singing, and the rain's falling. It's very sensual, and I feel like for you, it's sort of like it's not falling on your whole body, but it's falling in the parts, and it's really stimulating your mind, and that's like powerful to you in a way that's. It's like, okay, don't be mad, but like washing away or clearing the cobwebs of your mind, like the channels, and it's like fluidity now. It's filling in all the caverns and dips and shapes that may have been dry for a wee while. I feel like there was a time in your life where you sort of went a little numb on the inside, and you still smiled and still went about what you needed to do in your life, but technically you might have checked out, because that's how it feels. So now when the rain falls, it falls specifically where you need it. And I feel like it's in here stimulating the mind, but in a way that's almost like, you know how you can, you know, just like almost orgasmic, like it's like insight and intuition, visions and things, just being like, ooh, you know. Ooh, I feel the earth move under my feet in a really good way. Oh, I'm going to grab my water. So I feel like, if that makes sense, I'm so sorry. Let's just say you're getting great stimulation, or the mind is really triggering and firing right now. That really is starting to spark things up a little bit. So I really like that. Stepping forward in your energy. Sorry, I didn't mean to imitate or anything like that. Any singing that was disrespectful. All right. Interesting. Okay, so you're definitely needing nourishment. Because something's trying to grow inside of you. So you got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a delay to a new beginning, a prosperous new beginning. But it's almost like, even though there's like this weight or suppression kind of on you, it's almost like this. I'm trying to hold back the growth. I'm trying to hold it back. So it's almost like I'm trying to, either some outside force or something around you is trying to hold it down. But there ain't no stopping it. It's still got, it's alive. It's alive. Coming back to life. and it's sort of like maybe the world's turned upside down, but that growth's still happening within you. And here you have the deer, which I really love. One of my favorite cards in this. It is the divine feminine energy in this deck. And you've got nightingale spirit lovers all around in challenge, but I feel like the reason why it's in challenge, or why there's a struggle there, is because something's holding you back. Because I feel like once the Ace of Pentacles has enough energy to turn around and the offer comes forward, this will also turn around. I feel like that there is some synchronicity between a new beginning and lovers all around, or like a connection. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I'm going to read the deer real quick, because I love this card. It's a beautiful card. Okay, here we go. Here we have the deer, and it says, loving, intuitive, graceful, the mother. The deer represents the feminine aspects of earth energy. The energy is available to all creatures, regardless of gender, but is especially potent in new parents. Okay. Yeah, hang on. I'll explain that. Just the way it just got presented to me. Okay, during the first few days, they are fully present, nurturing and calm. Their inner beauty radiates, and a sense of grace. Oh, during the first few days of new parents. Okay, it's just going to talk about it. So especially potent in new parents. During the first few days, they are fully present, nurturing and calm. Their inner beauty radiates, and a sense of grace calms the room. A dear personality affects others in this way, drawing them towards a quiet tenderness. Oh, that's so lovely. The deer card may appear when a birth or celebration of new life draws near. Feels like that. Or when a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. When in balance, receptive, compassionate, nurturing. When out of balance, concerned, protective, to bring into balance nature and children. And it's funny that, because I feel like for me, that's about family. I feel like some kind of celebration, because it's like, that could be why this is in reverse, because it hasn't happened yet. You know, weird. I know this is going to sound weird, because I was going to say to you, you're going through a rebirth stage, or you're birthing something new into your life, but I feel like it's about family. And then I get this weird thing from the nightingale, and it's like, do you miss somebody? Do you miss somebody? Because it feels like someone you miss, like that's past, is coming back. Like they're coming back into your life, reincarnation, or literally coming out of nowhere and coming back into your life. Because for some odd reason, it feels like an old soul is coming back. And it feels like they've been trying to come back for a while, but things haven't been working out. So that's why the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's not quite time yet, but that connection is still there. I mean, this could be a mother, a father, like it feels like the energy comes. If you believe in reincarnation, if not, that's okay. But it just feels like, or someone may be coming back into your life that you really cared about. And that's when you realize love is always around. But that also is when you find your heart song. The deer is about the heart. I feel like someone's super focused on you. Let's just put it like that. So if it's not an old soul coming back, this could be someone has their eye on you. That's why the crown chakra. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. Getting stimulated. Yeah. funny because this is looking at me from beneath the deck with the peacock, just looking straight at that deer. It's just weird. I was just noticing that. But anyway, yeah, I feel like someone may also have their eye on you as well. But the Ace of Pentacles, even in reverse, is still a sign of good luck. It's just delayed. So I feel like things are going to work out properly the way that they need. I don't know if this makes sense to you. And I feel like you're going to understand when it's time, when there's a change. I feel like you're going to feel the change, that you'll actually find your heart song. Your heart song. Yeah. Find your voice. It's funny, it's a bird with the crown too. But 41 breaks down to a 5, and you know 5 is about change, chaos, or conflict. But I see that too, lots of love, Aisha. Hopefully that made sense. That went a roundabout in a way, but I feel like it might actually fit to a situation that you may be going through at this time. So hopefully that helps you. And thank you very much for all that you do. All right. Dana. Thank you, Aisha. Dana. Weird that I got that, eh? Thank you, guys. I appreciate that so much. Dana. Is she here? Just give me a thumbs up, guys. Say, oh, sorry, Dana, just give me a thumbs up. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the follows, the shares. I'm here, Dana. Awesome. Everybody canvas. And the gifts, guys, I appreciate it. All right. I'm hearing that song by Wet, Wet, Wet. Sorry, this is for Aisha. I heard it before, but I kind of didn't want to sing that song. That is literally the song that goes with your card, which is Love is All Around. Love is all around me, and the feeling grows. Oh, yeah. Da, 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 da. And the group is called Wet, Wet, Wet. So it's weird, eh? Sorry, so I just sent it to lots of love. All right, Dana. So if you'd like to take 3 deep breaths while I just ground down into your energy, and you sort of open up that heart chakra for me, and I will create the connection. You're so very dedicated to people. Whatever you want from me, I'm giving you everything. I'll be your baby tonight. So I usually get that song for people that haven't quite discovered who they are, and so they give a lot of themselves to people to keep them happy. It's not so much about overgiving, but it's presenting the image in which makes people feel comfortable. And it's sort of like I want to guide you to be more like you around people, because then when you are moving in your own skin, in your own truth, in your own vibration, you don't have to constantly shift to change to make other people happy in different groups. It's sort of like being like a chameleon. It's an adaptive energy that many of us have when we have to deal with multiple groups that have different expectations of us. You know, it's like learning how to be more socially acceptable in groups where you, if you were your normal self, would be considered either weird or quirky. But now we're in the space where being weird is actually normal and being quirky is actually authentic. So I feel like for you, it's just learning to tap more into that authentic personality that you have, because you actually have a really great personality in your true form, because you are dedicated to people. It's just that you've created that behavior in such a very different way. And the people, like, we have to understand that when we have to change for people in different aspects of ourselves. Like, it was interesting because, like, I watched this lady and she was talking about how she had like the at work ash, and then the at home with the cousins ash, and then like, it was like that she was having to transform. And then she talked about how like, she had gone to her counselor, and her counsellor had said that a lot of the times it's because you may not be Māori, but it's because a lot of us have to learn to live in two worlds, which is being Māori, because this particular lady was Māori, and in the white world, in the Māori world. And she says our tūpuna, our ancestors were doing this, our loved ones were doing this. They were having to walk in both worlds, and they would adapt. So I'm just giving this to you through a way of understanding what I mean. We've had to adapt, and it sort of like allows us to, when we are in our zone with the cousins or with our cousins, we can relax and be ourselves. We can talk. Our language will change. You know what I mean? And it's sort of like when we're at work, or when we're in a career, we're presenting ourselves a certain way, and our vocabulary and our position, our posture and the words we say are more proper and more full, instead of using the slang that I would usually use when I'm at home, right? So even when I do my lives, I try to be more articulate and use less slang, because sometimes it's quite international. It could be that as well. But I feel like for you, there's like aspects of you that you have to change for different groups, and it's becoming tiring. So if this makes sense to you, hopefully it does. And we'll just pull some cards so I can just add on to the story or what's coming forward from your energy at this time. Oh. Okay, that's a lot of cards, but I feel like I'm just going to shuffle again. I feel like you definitely come out of a situation that's caused you to have to go into a healing journey and to become more spiritually aware. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it feels a little bit heavy, but let's see what's going on. Everything keeps coming out in twos, so definitely about duality for you, having to change. That's all right. Life is a mystery. Okay. You've got Bobcat, life is a mystery. So we're just going to look underneath the deck, what we don't know. Spirit has a plan. Isn't that weird? So sometimes when I don't understand a card, I'll flip the bottom to what we can't see. And it's just like the guidance that we can't see at this time. So 9 of Swords in reverse, coming out of a heavy or dark time for me. Still heavy though. This feels like loss. So you have, but coming out of, like, it's funny because I just sang the edge of 17. I don't know why, but it's sort of like you're on the edge of something. So almost there with that 9. So almost there. I would say this has been really, really hard. So you're definitely overcoming some kind of stress or some event that stressed you out, and then with this 5 of Cups, overcoming some kind of loss or regret, or really feeling stuck in that. So it can go either way. For me, I want to say you're coming out of it, but for many, or for you, it may feel like you're still in it, because like sometimes when things are heavy, the time will stretch and make it seem longer. But these are temporary cards. So for me, if they were major arcana, like it was like the sun and the moon, kind of thing, I would say, oh. But it's just battling head over heart, really. Head over heart. Oh, cool. Okay, I am Māori. Awesome. And then that made sense. Yeah, but I just like the way she described it. It was kind of like they did that for us so that we could do it, work and live in a world that expects us to be more than one thing. Yeah, but you're definitely dealing here with something that hurt and is really hard to see the edge of, you know what I mean? But you are at the edge of it, and it's like the edge of 17. Sorry. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sings a song that keeps on singing. You've been stuck in mind loops. That's what that is. Yeah, I feel like you're someone that has to keep your hands weird. I feel like you're someone that has to keep your hands moving all the time. Like you're more at peace when you're being productive. But it also is a very strong distraction from being really stuck in the head and the heart. But your head and heart are going through changes, and they need to be opened or connected to a lot deeper so that you can move past the pain and tap into the beautiful and like unconditional love that's underneath there. Because you have to understand, if you can think about your soul as like a seed in the dirt, and I say this a lot, but a seed in the dirt, and all the dirt is all these layers of earth, right? And it has to grow through. But if you were actually able to dig down and create that space and move all the junk, all our human emotions and things we've collected through our lives to the side, then that would have a direct path to the light, and it would start growing. But it's sort of like understanding that you've got to choose to dig down and open up that pathway for the seed to get the light. Or the seed must then choose to change and grow up through the dirt towards the light. So when I say light, it just means knowledge or illuminate something that seems really dark or heavy. So there's only one or two ways. You either dig down and find it, or you let that seed grow up and find it. So it's sort of like you could either choose to take initiative, or you let spirit do what it do, and let it do what it does, and bring the situation forward, which you never want them to have that kind of need to do that, because it's better for us to choose and take that step forward. And then we have the spider. So you're definitely, like I said, you're very diligent about your work ethics. I feel like you may be a little bit of a perfectionist as well, but the spider can often mean dreaming as a symbolism, manifesting, finding yourself in sticky situations, or finding yourself stuck in a situation, or just catching a lot of flies. You know, like getting stuck in a lot of drama with people, or in situations where things are very negative for you, as in people that drain you, or you get stuck in their webs, more like it. I feel like someone may have really used you in the past, because it feels for me the spider's kind of a little bit on defense, like out, vigilant, watching, working, waiting. It's like that. So you might be a little bit mad at somebody, may not necessarily be, but if you're in pain, sometimes it can come forward as frustration or anger. And then you have the elephant. Oh, sorry. So you had the spider and the elephant in challenge. So it's really hard. Like, there's a lot of speed bumps in here for you. I'm not gonna try and say it's gonna be an easy road forward, but I think once you really start choosing what you want, like either taking the initiative or giving the nourishment that the seed needs to grow, to heal, then you might actually start manifesting in a way. But you know, like, it's weird because, okay, sorry, so you're going to get a lot, this is, sometimes it happens where I get really stuck on your reading, but it's not stuck, but it's the way it comes forward, because I'm getting detail after detail. So it's like this. You're trying to create a dream, right? And then you've got Ganesha saying no. And sometimes Ganesha, or what the elephant energy, Why it says no, it puts blockages up, because it wants you to fix something in the here and the now. It wants you to heal something. It wants you to focus on something so that when you get out of this, because I feel like this is something I want to say to you, and just in general, just for spirituality, not so much about anything else, but Spirit has your back. It wants you to be successful. I have to say this a lot. It loves you. The universe, your spirit, loves you. It wants to help you. But sometimes when we have our back up against the wall, when our dreams are just out of reach, we often feel alone and without. So the reason why life is a mystery is I don't know what the fuck to do, because I don't know what Spirit has in plan for me, and I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't like hanging in the wind. That's what I see with that spider. It's just like the wind is quite negative for a spider because it'll blow it around. But it can also bring in a lot of nutrients for the spider. Or it could destroy what it's created. But the winds of change must blow through your energy to clear out the cobwebs, because then you'll realize you're not the spider trying to manifest, you're the elephant trying to find its path. It's sort of like I think many of us get into the space where we need to create our dreams, where we need to manifest. We may often feel like we're lacking or unworthy of success, or even a little bit afraid of it. But when we actually truly embrace who our true nature is, which is instead of being the spider, and for me, I just want to say with the spider, it's like being very, I don't know what it actually means in this book, but intuitively being very diligent, working hard, manifesting, creating, that kind of energy. So let's read it actually. My mind went blank when it came to remembering what it meant, so let's just read it. Let's read it. And then I'll read the elephant again, just so we can bring it into context. I wouldn't say it's a negative card. I would say it's actually a positive card, but it's not like a truth. You put on a pair of jeans and they say, like you think it's like, it's going to fit you because when you every other pants that you have, it fits you. And then you go to put it on and it's a size too small. That's what you're wearing right now. Jeans are size too small and it's choking at you, it's pulling at you and it hurts. And it's sort of like you're not wearing the right jeans, and it's not because, it's just not the right style for you. Okay, sorry, that just came in real quick. Spider, creator of prosperity through life's work and dharma. So the spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. It is hard work, but the spider neither tries nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process-orientated rather than results-orientated, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry, and abundance flows. And here it says, when in balance, appreciative, enthusiastic, prosperous. When out of balance, discouraged, tired, forlorn. To bring into balance, playful creativity. Now that's why, so that is why the elephant is in reverse. It's saying stop and focus. So I did say you were the elephant, but the elephant is actually, you've got a sign of abundance here, and the elephant is actually a good sign too. So let's read it again because we can. So we have unstoppable, auspicious, wise. So, okay. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, which you've got life as a mystery over here, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light the way with the light of self-knowledge. And it says, when in balance, one-pointed focus, generous, loving. When out of balance, misunderstands fate. To bring into balance, trust. And you need to trust it. Spirit has a plan. Spirit has a plan. And that life is a mystery. And we cannot always know what's going to happen. But you know what? Number 8 and 35 breaks down. 3 plus 5 equals 8. 8 and 8 is a good sign. It's Lionsgate 88, which is a time of prosperity. So I feel like for you, things are going to get better, because when you truly bring things back, well, they say here for you, because that's in your mind. But if you bring them back here, and you center it up here, you'll actually find when these expand, you'll get so much more solutions to what's going on in your energy. Focus. This is sort of like focus. I struggle with focus too. So don't get me wrong. It's not easy. There's a lot of stuff you're going through. There's a lot of things you're letting go of. There's a lot you're trying to create, and then you're also having to work with the universe, which is like this really big communicator that's really hard to translate. So I think you're doing pretty well. But the things you overcome, slowly but surely, you'll get there. All right, so send it to you with lots of love, Dana, and I hope that made sense for you. Thank you very much. Mia? Ooh. Okay, awesome. You will. You are. Dottie? Oh, sorry, I keep saying Dottie. I actually have a friend called Dottie. So every time I see Dottie, it makes me Winston. You are. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dana. All right. Mia, I've got you, Mia. Thank you for being patient. Thank you to everybody for being patient with me. Sometimes I rattle on, but I like to make sure I get the message that I need to give out. Mia, I'm just going to tell you this now before I even pull your cards or tap into your energy. It is a time for you to heal. It is a time for you to let go of some things, because whatever you've been dealing with, it's so heavy to carry. And I feel like it's a really good time to let go of somebody, someplace, or situation that's no longer serving you. And hopefully in doing that and getting through the after effects of that, you may actually feel so much better and all lighter in your journey. And sorry guys, I don't always read the comments while I'm actually in the process of reading, because I get distracted. So Leah, if you would like to take 3 deep breaths while I ground down into your energy, if you open up your heart chakra for me, and I'll create that connection, and hopefully we get the right message. So I do soul readings, guys, and they're usually at least somewhat deep and hopefully helpful and healing. Mia. I know you might be a little bit confused about things right now. I feel like there's a lot of doors opening, and it's almost like walking through a door after a door. It's like, when am I actually going to find something that I can hold on to? Or it just feels like grasp. Like I just want something solid to hold on to. Doors open, but doors also should close. But it's almost like walking into a door, then walking into another door, walking into another door. And it feels a little bit confusing, or like a maze, or why am I seeing that like that? I don't. Okay. No matter how much I try to change it, it keeps playing out the same way. I would say, Mia, it seems like you've done this a few times, or whatever it is that you're needing help with at this time. And I don't know if that was something from you or from your soul, which is really, really old. So if you are struggling with things in this life, it would be because your soul is really old, and it's starting to get tired of trying to, it's not that it's starting to get tired, it chooses to come here, but it's getting frustrated with having to repeat these processes. So hopefully that made sense for you. Okay, 10 of Pentacles in challenge. Just going to pull all your cards. Well, there's definitely a lot going on. Cobra. I knew you were going to get the Cobra. I knew you were going to get the Cobra. So, oh, there's too many cards that fell out. I knew you were going to get the Cobra, and that's why I said it was time to heal. The Cobra in this particular deck doesn't mean that, but in the other deck, this animal spirit actually talks about it's a time to heal. So it's interesting that, yeah, that's the hardest part, isn't it? Okay. My God, just got Michael Jackson. I've been working day and night. I've been working right up until midnight. Got me working day and night. Come on. Got me working. Oh, that's why door after door after door. Very repetitive. May not be soul, may actually be career. It feels like you've been working. That's what I said, but it was also frustration too. That was what I was feeling in your energy. It was frustration from having to do this over and over. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I've done this one too many times. But anyway, you got 10 of Pentacles in reverse or in challenge. You got the Cobra. And you got Grasshopper Spirit. Take a leap of faith. It is in reverse or challenge. But I always like grasshoppers. And praying mantis and insects like that, because they kind of like reminds me of like just like, how do I describe it, like intelligence. I don't know why. Especially praying mantis, I always thought they were really intelligent, and that's because of the praying mantis on Kung Fu Panda. Anyway, 10 of Pentacles. Now 10s represent completion. Oh, sorry. Don't look at the. Sorry, guys. 10 of Pentacles. This is a happily ever after. This is like financial stability. This is the happy home, the happy family. In reverse or in challenge means you haven't quite reached that. I feel like it's a goal, or at least it was a goal for you. I thought this was going to be something I wanted, but it became very monotonous. This is abundance. So I feel like maybe the way that you look at abundance has shifted, and the things that you felt would be would complete you or make you feel happy didn't quite hit the mark. It feels like that for a lot of people, because our happiness is based on somebody else's vision of what happiness is, and we actually have to learn. The whole lesson of being here is to learn what love really means to us. And I feel like for you with that 10 of Pentacles, almost doesn't count. Almost made you love me. Sorry. Almost made you cry. Almost made you happy, babe. Tonight. Sorry, my throat is starting to get really dry as I'm getting towards the end of the night. But it's almost like Almost Doesn't Count by Brandy, if you ever want to listen to that song. And it feels like you tried really hard and it just became very frustrating or monotonous. So 10 of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you've let go of that image. I feel like you've let go of that, I want to say, responsibility of holding that together too. So if you've gone through a breakup, or if you've gone through a disconnection within career or with friends, I feel like that's what's shifted the way you look at things now. But here we have Cobra, and Cobra, I'm going to read Cobra, but I think this is about the teacher, or awakening a teacher within you. It is of the fire element, so definitely something, and it's that bright red color. Look at that. I mean, that stands out, eh? Really stands out. So there's definitely a lot of energy that's being focused on changing. Cobra, oh sorry, on waiting. It says pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. Oh, there it is. That's the inner teacher. I kind of remember that part. And it says the cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher, and it manifests externally in those special guides who have led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So when in balance, a student of life, humble, wise, when out of balance, know-it-all, egocentric, to bring into balance, taking a class or study, you're upskilling. Upskill. So if you've been stuck in a monotonous type of job, this is a really good time to upskill. But I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons too. So like I said, was initiating into the inner teacher or awakening the inner teacher within you is that I'm ready to learn some lessons. I'm ready to overcome some lessons. I'm going to take that knowledge and apply it at this time. It's actually really powerful urge to do that, because it's sort of like coming to a pinnacle. And this is you learning that somebody else's dream of happiness actually wasn't your dream, and that your happiness is something completely different. And that's where you'll feel a lot more at home with yourself as well. But there is, like, if anything I can say about this particular card, it does mention that there is somebody that cares about you, watching over you. So I always say someone kind is watching over you, because, you know, it's sort of like when you're transitioning, it takes a lot of energy, and at that time we can be very, very protected, very, very vulnerable and needing protection from things like energy, negative energy. Because when you're open and vulnerable, if you don't have those practices set in place, you'll attract very negative energies towards you. So just be mindful of that as well. So you may have just gone through a bit of a rough patch. And then you have grasshopper, take a leap of faith. It wasn't challenged, so I feel like you have been very just finding it hard to change. You know, like taking a leap of faith, it refers to the Fool card in the tarot, basically. And it's sort of like trusting and believing that the universe has your back so that you can take this journey, this trip. And it's funny because it's usually with the Fool card, even though it's grasshopper spirit, with the Fool card, it represents someone younger, someone a little bit naive, that hasn't got all the resources they need for this journey, but still chooses to embark upon it anyway. So if you are young by nature, or, you know, youthful, this is a really good time to make mistakes, to make experiences, to learn things, to allow yourself to evolve out of whatever it is that you've been really stuck in. Because whatever you've been stuck in was really not very promising for you. Like, it just felt like it was just like the word kept coming forward, which was monotonous, and you just wanting to experience. It's like, I want to take a bite of a juicy steak or big crunchy apple. Like, I want to taste it, I want to savor it, I want to feel it. It's like that for me. And it's sort of like what you were eating was kind of like something that had no flavor. So it just feels like that's what you're needing at this time. So I send it to you with lots of love and good intentions, and hopefully that made sense. And thank you very much, Mia. I'm not going to sing. I think my throat is like packing it in now. I could barely find the note. It's like I go tone deaf. I heard that song though when I was looking at that card, and that's why I said that. Thank you for the roses, guys. I appreciate that a lot. Hi, Louise. I'm going to open up the list very shortly. I've got one more, which is Catherine. Catherine Hitter. Oh, awesome. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that, Mia. I wish you the best of luck in your journey forward. Appreciate that. Catherine? Yes. Catherine Hitter? I'm sorry, Catherine. I mean, Catherine Hitter. Yes, that's one. Okay. I see you. Ooh. If I sing, I do apologize. I'll just put that out there now. If I sing, Sorry, the other Catherine. This was for Catherine Hooper. It just happened that you put your name up at the same time. So I see that. Okay, so if you want to take 3 deep breaths and nice deep and slow breaths to open up the heart chakra, lock ground down into the energy and create the connection. So all I do is just sort of like, it's like echolocation for those that are kind of new. I like echolocate you and then I navigate towards your energy. And then we just see what comes forward, and it's sort of like radio. It's just like walkie-talkies, if you can understand, or Wi-Fi. Blinded by the light. Da, 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 da. I can only hear it. And it's funny, I went straight to clouds and then I saw light. Free falling. You're getting a lot of up in the sky stuff. So I'm free, free falling, free falling. Oh, weird. I just want to say this. It felt like you got kicked out of heaven. And I feel like that's something that you think, because clouds often, you like being up in the air, being up in the mind space, or at least where you would think about that kind of higher knowledge. It feels like you got kicked out of heaven. That's the way it came across to me. So you may have felt like you're a little bit down on your luck about things, or heaven is where you are. So again, some little. Held in high regard is what they mean. You may have been held in high regard. And it's almost like, okay, it might have just been a little bit of a hit to the ego. I don't know if it's ego, but you might have actually taken a bit of a loss, or I don't want to say that in so loosely, or suffered a loss in some way, shape, or form. But it was almost like you were on a high, and then the either the pedestal or just coming out this way, the stand you were on got taken away, and then you're like, whoa. Because I felt like I was really high and I was seeing clouds and I was seeing the sun, and then it went into free fall. Sorry, it's just how it comes sometimes, the visual aspect. Good and bad days. Sometimes I'm up there and I feel good, I feel connected, and then some days I don't feel connected at all. It's vibration. You're human, that's why. You can't stay high vibrational all the time, and sometimes the energy drops out anyway. It's like it'll be going, and it's normal for anybody, even me. I drop down too because I feel it, but mine's more physical, right? How do I keep my high vibration? You don't. You navigate between wherever, like high and low, right? You find that medium and you balance in between. So it ebbs and flows is what I call it. Energy ebbs and flows. It comes when it's needed and it goes when it doesn't. And sometimes it feels like you're standing alone, but spirit is always with you. It just steps back. And the reason why it steps back is because it allows us to learn to strengthen our own muscles, to carry our own weight. Because if they carried us all the way to the end, we wouldn't gain anything from it. We'd actually become so comfortable and so at ease that we wouldn't evolve. We would just stay the same. So it's sort of like that understanding that instead of fluctuating between highs and lows, to find that beautiful harmonious medium in the middle and just move in that space. and it's ebbs and flows. It's a natural flow of energy. So hopefully that made sense. Let's pull some cards. Lots of cards. So definitely got a lot going on, but that's right. You know, it's just that time of the year. Everyone's dealing with stuff. Everything's coming up. Or if it's not coming, if it's not a lot of emotional stuff coming up, it's just challenges in your energy. That, because I feel high levels of anxiety right now. Okay, I pulled the Queen of Swords because I asked for, like, give me what I need. And it's funny, you're going to laugh at this. Oh, man. I'll take the top card. You keep coming out in chunks. So when I say when it comes out all chunky, that means we've got a lot of energy that needs to leave us. So I have a really strong belief about untapped energy, and grounding down. Sorry, don't mind my facials. It's just the imagery. So I'm going to say this. You got my torn card for the moth. See, torn. I'm already torn. Okay. You got the Queen of Swords in reverse or in challenge. You've got Brown Bear Spirit, take time out. And you have the moth card. So it's interesting. Just let's see where this goes. So with the Queen of Swords, and the reason why I say it was interesting, by the way, it was just because here she is sitting there. She's like, the wind's blowing and she's just sort of like chilling, right? But you see that bird? And I was, oh no, that bird's going down. It's going down. And I just feel like for you, it's really hard to filter the quality of your thoughts, and it's really hard to find wisdom in times when you feel very unsure about something, because the Queen of Swords is very confident in how she sees the world, how she communicates, in exacting her truth. She can be very blunt about things, but she keeps herself in check, so she never gets overwhelmed emotionally. But when the Queen of Swords is in reverse, it's kind of like okay, the thing I want to say is it's probably a good time to get some rest, because it feels like a little bit of, you know, this is how it comes in, and this is just how it comes in, but a little bit of whoop whoop, a little bit of a bit of imbalancement. But that's because you're having to overcome something. And the reason why I say that is because you have Brown Bear Spirit, take time out. Whatever got you, it hit you right in the heart. Like I said, you took a hit right here in the heart. 9 is about solo journey. 9 is about almost there, you know. It's sort of like, would that take time out? When we have to take time out, when we are asked to restore or regenerate our energy, it's because we've lost a really big amount of energy to something. And if it's here, it was pain. And that's why with the moth card, it sort of feels a little, and it's not a negative card, but the hit was in the heart. Oh, in the heart, because the color green, and then you've got here kind of going into the solar plexus, so definitely human. But definitely like about flight as well. Flying. Okay. Let's just say like this. In times of trouble, you may not take steps forward gracefully. Some of us, and I've been like that too, so I'm not judging because I know exactly what this means for me. But sometimes we do it ugly. We get, you know, like, we get a little ugly when things aren't right, and it's not the true nature. It's because we've been put in adverse situations that cause this twisting of the heart chakra for me. Like, it just feels like that's where it hurt. And then you got the moth that's all, green as well. Traces of yellow, solar plexus colors are definitely really, really important. And it just feels like there's something in your energy that has to face either a truth or come to an understanding of a truth. And I feel like for you, that shadow work, you're doing a lot of shadow work, which is what's been asked of many people at this time. So I'm going to read the moth real quick. Moth. That's an air element. LB. Zebra. No, that's butterfly. I've got big thumbs. All right. Okay. You got the moth. So the moth is impulsive, hasty, and wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. When in balance, enthusiastic and whimsical. When out of balance, idealizes others, jittery. To bring into balance, finish a project. And I want to say this, if you're going to focus on a project, focus on you. Focus on project you. Because in like if I can just sort of bring it in understanding what's happening is that you need to shift and realign to more harmonious, because I feel like that's those strong fluctuations, right? These strong fluctuations in the energy, and I do know about that. Shifting and changing very high to from high highs to low lows. And it's a rough phase to be in. And it is literally you being torn. And the reason why I want to say with that moth is because one part of you wants to go one way and the other part of you wants to go the other way. So one side of you wants to do something good and the other side wants to do something, well, I don't know. I want to say negative, good or bad. So that's always talking. And that's why the Queen of Swords is in reverse, because it's hard to focus the mind into a loving, oh, you gave me a fright. Sorry, this is my son. Into a loving place and bringing yourself back to wholeness. Because a lot of those times when we get a little bit negative in our energy, we've been through something and it kind of twists us. And I've been there. I've been twisted. Trust me, I've been twisted. So twisted. And it's sort of like learning to come, bringing on your energy instead of stretching it out too far, bringing it back to wholeness. And if you want to like work on a project or finish a project, it's just remembering to come in and loving yourself, taking time out to connect with you, taking moments to meditate for a couple of minutes, or like take 3 deep breaths. And I always say take 3 deep breaths, because 3 deep breaths allow you to align your mind, your body, and your soul back into wholeness, back to you, so that you're not free falling, that you stay balanced, and that you stay regulated in your energy, so that you don't have to suffer between the fluctuations of your energy, which is probably because you're hypersensitive, and this is why you're going through conflict, whether within or like within your inner world or your outer world. So it just feels like it's just time to bring things back into that harmonious ebb and flow that you deserve to be in. So hopefully that made sense to you, and I send it to you with lots of love and good intentions, and hope it helps you now and in the future. But no judgment here. Like I've been through all the stages. I've been hyper ugly. In fact, I think I lived like 30 years. Not so. Actually, I wasn't that twisted until I got to my 30s. You know what I mean? Where I've gotten really bitter and twisted about my life, and I did everything ugly. Everything was just like a chore and painful, and I didn't like myself, and I didn't like anyone else. And any time there needed to be grace, I didn't have any for nobody. So it's sort of like in this state, I've had to go through many layers of healing and many trials and tribulations to actually get to a point where I can balance out my energy the way that I need, and find a harmonious place for my soul. So hopefully that wasn't too full on for you. But thank you, Catherine. I'm probably only going to take another 3, guys, because the time's getting on there now. So that'll be my final 3. But thank you, Catherine. And I'm just like choose randomly 3 energies. So if you'd like a reading, yes, you will pass the exam and get a job. Thank you, Catherine. Okay, I'm going to say Rachel. I saw your name, and Prudence. And then I saw, oh yeah, where'd you go? Oh, Zoe. So is it Rachel, Prudence, and Zoe? Okay, guys, thank you very much. I'm sorry if I'm not reading all your comments or if I've missed you tonight. I'm so sorry. I don't really focus on the comments when I read, because I like to focus on the reading, and I have my eyes closed because I get a lot of visual aspects. And so I do apologize if you've asked me a question and I haven't answered. Okay. Oh, do you want to get the cabin crew job you applied for? Did you want a soul reading or do you want a cabin crew job? Let's have a look. I'll just flip a card. I would say if you did the right work, you... Okay, there's a better way to put it. So, as you know, I do soul readings, and what I want to say is this. If you want to be successful in your life, you have to believe that you are, and not like success like financial gain or anything. It's sort of like love your life, love you, and love what you do. And if you really love this cabin crew job that you've applied for, then let that be so. Like in your thoughts and in the way that you feel about things. Feel positive about it. And okay, and I feel if you are in the right alignment for that job, it will happen. Because it's sort of like I don't really do career. If it comes in, it comes in. But I always like the soul. For me, the soul will always talk about something that you're probably not really wanting to look at. It's just, yeah. Do you have to trust in your intuition? Oh, I pulled a card, but I didn't even ground down into your energy. Okay, Rachel. Let's do this. You take 3 deep breaths and open the heart chakra, and I will create the connection. Okay, don't do or die for a job that won't do or die for you. That came in really, really strong. So make sure this is the job of your dreams. Make sure it's something that you like. Otherwise, it will become very detrimental to you in the end. But it feels like if it's something that you really feel passionate about, you will definitely get it. But you will give 100% to your job. So if they take you, they'll be very lucky to have you, but they can be also negative for you. So just be mindful of not always saying yes. And I know you want to make a great impression if you get a job. If you get this job, I know you'll want to give 100%. But just be mindful to learn to sometimes say no or not take extra flights or shifts. because there's going to be times that you have to deal with a lot of you stuff and you're going to need that time. So I'm just putting that out there right now. But I did flip one card prior, which was two of swords. So for me, this is you not really trusting your intuition, or trusting yourself enough to allow the insight and solutions to come forward for you. And that's because you haven't quite understood that the energy that you have is actually very powerful, and that you are a creator. And when you understand that you are a creator, everything that you want is with you already, and all you have to do is give the energy shape and form. So it's like, yeah, trust yourself a little bit more. Trust that you've got the goods. Trust that you did well enough. Trust that you can have what you want. Okay, so let's pull some cards for you. I felt like I was yelling at you, but just passionate, and you're passionate about your energy. Tell me something good. Tell me, darling. Tell me that you love me. Yeah. That's what's coming in you. I want to hear good news. Oh, Lord. Oh, gosh. The struggle is real, Rachel. The struggle is real. So you have the Five of Pentacles in challenge or reverse. You have the hyena in challenge, which I kind of like, because in reverse, these are two. Upright, these are two negative cards. In reverse, positive cards, or the positive side of negative, you know, like the brighter side of maybe a dark kind of energy, or darker phase, or a growth phase. And then you have also Spider Spirit in reverse, but that's the main struggle there. That's the definite struggle, which is make your dreams real. And I was saying to you right at the beginning, right, is this your dream job? Because if it's your dream job, then go for it. Yes, you will get it. Believe you will get it. But here with Five of Pentacles, you're just tired of being left out, left in the cold, left behind, tired of being alone, tired of being isolated. You want to move into spaces of opportunity. You want to move into places of change. You want to experience things. You want to connect to people. And here with the hyena. Now, the hyena is an interesting card, because if you look at it, it has a very dark side. It actually refers to the dark side of the moon. So it has like, it's a shadow card. But in reverse, it's sort of like with the Five of Pentacles and the hyena in reverse, it actually is referring to coming out of shadow and more into the light. So whatever you've been doing that helps you has been helping you. So if you think, have I been doing enough? I want to say yes, because I feel like in your energy, because your energy is quite high vibrational. I want to say high vibrational, but you may not feel it. So high vibration can be very dense on the body if you're very focused in the physical world. But high vibration, when you are focused more in your light body, feels really, really energetic. So your true nature is actually light body, but you focus a lot in the physical. So that's just because that's how we've been trained to believe. But that's why they keep saying, dream your dream job and make your dreams real, because in the light body you become the creator. So bring it back down. But yes, so I'm going to read this hyena in reverse. Hyena. Oh, hyena. We're just going to read the message for the hyena, just so we know what it means. Okay. Have you ever watched Lion King, right? And the Lion King has the hyenas, and they're kind of like jokesters, and they crack jokes. This is kind of what this card represents. So it's like humor, wit, sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When your hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. You are using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships, or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing. What would happen if you took your goals seriously? Right? When in balance, charming, witty, fun to be around. When out of balance, scrappy, petty, suspicious. That was that Two of Swords that was coming in, but to bring into balance, sobriety. But in the same respect about sobriety, alcohol is detrimental to your spiritual well-being because it creates a portal of negative energy. It numbs the brain. Anything that numbs you, man-made, is not good for your spirituality or your light, because it actually numbs all the parts that would activate if you're allowed to really express yourself. Yeah, if you have a health issue, please go to the doctors. But here we have spider spirit, which is the main issue for you, which is making your dreams reality, because this hyena is struggling with that too. But we're going to come into the light more and listen to the dark or hide, the dark humor, and actually understand that dreams can come true. Dreams can come true. Da, 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 da. So when I have that confirmation, it always lets me know dreams can come true. So if this is a dream job, since right at the beginning, go for it. Okay? But just make sure that the life that you want and the life that you have is what you want. Is a dream that you want to achieve. Because I think with that hyena, it talked about unfulfilled dreams, and many of us have plenty, and dreams without inspired action lead to disappointment. So if you got called to do this, then you know you've been put on the right path, right? So I send it to you lots of love and good intentions, and hopefully that made sense to you. And thank you very much, Rachel. Hopefully that helps you. I feel like it should. Of course I'm going to say that. I feel like it should help you, because I feel like your energy just needs to be recognized. Because, man, you have high... You see the difference in how I can read some people's energy, mate? Because I calibrate to your energy. Well, I sort of hold space, but I let your energy run so that I can sort of filter through the information. And it's like your energy went... That's how it felt. And I was like, ooh, come back to Sonia, come back to balance, come back to slowing things down and calming. Slow and steady for me. So many, you're very passionate about things. So when you put your heart and soul into something, it will never fail. So it's time to remember that. All right. Thank you, Rachel. Prudence. Get some healing, Nazreen. Heal your heart. Let your partner heal his heart or her heart. And find love again. If you want it to work, a marriage will work. If you don't want it to work, you won't do the healing. Okay? Kia ora. All right. Prudence. Just let me know. Okay, I'm here. Awesome. Okay, prudence. All right. So if you just open your heart chakra by taking 3 deep breaths and allowing me to create that connection by grounding down into your energy, we'll get started. So you may have resonated with a few of the other readings that came forward, or pieces of it, because I hear fragments of music. So when I hear that, sort of like, especially music that's come forward before, fragments, let me know that there's parts that resonated with your story as well. So hopefully you took some guidance in that. Oh, that's nice. Prudence. Okay, do I have to sing that song? Right. Okay, I get old school songs because I listen to old school music. But this was it. It was like, you're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. That's Lionel Richie. Oh, that was lucky. That came out really nice and clear. So that lets me know that there's actually someone in your energy that really cares about you, that sees you and values you. I'm hoping you see and value yourself too. That's key to success, right? Is not only love and honesty with each other, but love and honesty within. It starts with you. Either that or you are a real lady and you're very kind and loving to people. Hopefully people see that and value that in your energy. And the thing is, if you are in a state where you're thriving, that will only become brighter, which is really nice and loving. And I feel like you're actually manifesting something at this time, whether it is a business or something, some kind of creative aspect in your energy, because I feel that in my hands. Like I can feel, like keep rubbing, so it just feels, activates my hand chakras. And I just feel like an energy right there pulling in my hand chakras. So when I feel that, that usually lets me know that you're really trying to create something, or that you're very creative with your hands. So hopefully that made sense. Let's pull some cards. A lot going on. It's a little bit chunky, but I feel like you do feel like you're holding back. It feels like you're holding back from something. I just asked for one card, thank you. Okay, yes. Just pull them all out. Ooh. Wow. Love it. Oh, that was quick. Okay. Yeah. So you got 6 of Wands upright. I really like that. It is victory after a very hard battle or heavy time at this time. You know, it's like stepping into the light, getting the acclaim. Like I said, it will only get brighter. Lion spirit, be generous of spirit, which I really love, which is, for me, would be the strength card, because they kind of like tarot cards, which is kind of where you're at. Weird. Okay, so 37 breaks down to a 10. 10s are about completion. And the struggle is in your personality, which is the butterfly. And this is what I want to say to this. You know what you want. You know what you want to do. What you find hard is the transformation. Because for me, you're very earthbound. You have a very earthbound energy, but you're trying to activate your, yeah. Yeah, whatever you've been doing has been great for you. What? Okay. So I just got a lot of different songs come in. The first one was the butterfly song, which we all know, Mariah Carey. Spread your wings and prepare to fly. And the thing is, here you are here standing here with the 6 of Wands. But it's like I've been trying to do all this. I've literally done anything and everything I can, but I still struggle with the butterfly, because that creates transformation. That's evolution, right? Of the butterfly, that is a symbolism of rebirth and new birth and creation. And you know, it may mean a lot to you too, that transformative period, but you're finding it really hard to go through that. Okay, this is going to come out really, really weird. Did you expect it to be easy? The butterfly has to die, transmute, transform, and then come out of a prison. Like, it's like shadow work. If you want to get into that full transformation of your energy, you have to understand that you're not just light, that you're human, and that humans have a polarity of both. We contain light and dark. That's just how we perceive our reality, because there's so many veils of consciousness that keep us from seeing things right. And if you don't master this consciousness of understanding who you are in this life, you're never going to understand the other veils of consciousness. And you may have actually gone through a lot of shadow work, but shadow work never truly ends. This I know for sure. There's always going to be something, because at first you transmute all your stuff, and as you start getting a lot lighter and you start getting a lot brighter, you think, yeah, I don't have to, I'm good, like, yeah, I've been, yeah, you know. And then you start transmuting the people around you, and that's like, yeah, oh, it gets heavy. And then you start transmuting the world around you. So the brighter the light gets, the further field of reach you have with transmuting. It gets tough. It does get easier here and here, because you learn to process things, you learn to thrive in difficult situations, you become resilient. But does it get easier? No, it doesn't. It gets harder at times, and then once you process that, you get this kind of like plateau, and then you have to go through the rise again. And it's not an easy, it's like people think energy work and healing, tarot card readings, whatever your field of expertise is easy. But when you start walking in the realms of spirit, it is life-changing, it is all-inspiring, but what it asks of you is so, so very much. And that's what I mean. It's sort of like learning to love just being human. Because like I had this question asked of me recently by Spirit, and they're like, do you really want this? Because if you want this, you can have this. But do you know what it asks of you? Do you know what we expect from you? Do you know what you have to sacrifice to have this? And I'm like, no, I want it. Because I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. Because I want to help people. I want to help people. And it's just, I could live a simple human life. I could have a job like normal people, and I could talk to real people. But I like communicating with the universe, and I love my spiritual team, and I love my ancestors and my guardian angels. And so I do this for me, but for not only me, for the people I love and for the world around me, because who else is going to do it? One person can't change everything, but a lot of people can start shifting the balance. And as we choose to move into the light more, well, the closer you are to the light source, the bigger the shadow is cast. And that's what I mean. It's not easy. Transformation is hard because you'll always be in a state of transformation. It never ends. You're just evolving into something new, or your senses get stronger. And then, you know, and here's the thing which they don't talk about too, but as you get older, you actually can, it's not so much that your gifts dull, but you learn the wisdom that comes from you. This is something that I've learned, and so I'm just sharing this insight while I'm here, is that I've learned to do nothing. And, you know, I talk about this a little bit more and more as I've sort of come to the wisdom of, and I thought to myself, you know, when I get old, really, really old, how am I going to be super intuitive if I don't have that energy? And that's because I've got to learn to conserve my energy. You know what I mean? I've got to learn to conserve my energy and not waste it on frivolous things. So if you really want to go through a transformation, you've actually got to preserve your energy, which is learning not to share it out, and learning to be generous of spirit, but when it's time to allow that energy to build up for a transformation. Because if you're constantly shining a light, what does that do for you, the human? Because for me, the struggle is being human in your energy. Spiritually fine, but I feel that for you, it's just learning to walk in the human life that is the struggle, and appreciating more about the stages of the butterfly's evolution. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. Thank you, Prudence. I send that to you with lots of love and good intention, and hopefully that makes sense for you and gives you some guidance at this time. It is very difficult, but if you choose it, I mean, you want it too. You got to commit, and that takes dedication and devotion. All right, guys. Thank you. Oh, I've got Zoe. Sorry, Zoe. Zoe, if you're here, just give me a thumbs up. I'm just going to have a quick drink of the last bit of my water. Thank you. Thank you, Prudence. You have a very graceful energy, and I hope that your healing journey allows you to gain more grace. Thank you. Okay, Zoe. So, Zoe, if you just take 3 deep breaths, that allows your heart chakra to open, and I'll create our connection so we can get a clear message. Hopefully that makes sense and stays within the realms of normality, but you just never know where your soul's going to take me. Yeah, you resonated. I'm getting fragments. Sometimes a real song doesn't step forward till after. But it's weird because I feel like what you really need is to find a higher perspective and to find balance in your energy, because it feels like you're, if I can describe what I'm seeing right now, you're on a mountain, it's foggy, like you're in the clouds, and sometimes I see that image specifically for people that are overcoming things and may need a higher perspective and challenge how they think about things. But because it's cloudy, your vision is not very clear about what you want in your life or what you want in this moment. I'm seeing trees, so trees always mean ancestral healing or removing or detaching from belief systems that you've inherited through your childhood, through your life, whether through family, friends, or society. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's just weird because I all of a sudden I was in like like on railway tracks going downhill really fast. So a very fast decline down. So you may have felt like you were at a really good point, but even though you weren't clear about it, you felt good there, but then all of a sudden it was a quick plummet to the bottom of that mountain. And because I get really bad vertigo and I'm scared of heights, that's why my face was like, because I was like, oh. I'm just getting a lot of green in your energy. It's like green everywhere I look. It's like green. So I feel like for me, green is about the heart chakra. So you may need to really connect in with you and come back to wholeness, come back to you, bringing all the fragments that you may feel are not whole, bring them all back into you so that you can get a lot more balance in your energy. Because I feel like you've been seeking clarity about a situation. But the downside to that is when you search in the wrong places, you either get lost, or when you return back to normal life or back to reality, it's a very sharp return. I feel very serious in your energy. I feel very tense in your energy, and I do feel like a lot of anxiety. I don't know, but they just say, what are you so stressed for? What are you so stressed for? I think it's time that you start actually saying what it is that really makes you feel so tense and stressed out. Because I feel like you're trying to relax a lot, but you're still vigilantly looking out and watching. You may not often feel safe or at ease with things. They're asking you to tune more into your heart. So for me, I would say listening to meditation music at 639 hertz would be really healing for you right now. If you're someone that likes to spend time or just learning to sit still and being quiet and meditate. Because I feel like you're seeking enlightenment. So let's pull some cards. I feel like you've been seeking enlightenment, but sometimes we have to understand to find the light, we often find the dark first. We have to learn to walk through the dark to appreciate the light. Okay. Sorry. I'm just keeping my eyes closed because your energy is very visual. See what comes forward. Yeah. See, yeah, look at that. Okay. Just one. Right one. It gave me two, but alright. I actually like what it says. I think one had already fallen out. Just one, please. Yeah. I got really, really cold in your energy. That was interesting. I haven't actually felt cold till now. I think it's because I was on the mountain with you. So you know your mind, it believes what it sees sometimes. But anyway, 7 of Cups, upright. So that's an interesting card to come forward. You may be very confused about something. But what I want to say here is it's the fog, you know, like the clouds and that. Like I don't know which to choose. Snakes and ladders, ups and downs, highs and lows. So I feel like for you, it's been really hard to make decisions based on things from the past. So these are like opportunities, a lot of opportunities coming forward, but not really knowing which one would be beneficial to me, which one would help me. Very confused energy. And that's the whole part. It's like, don't make me choose because I don't know. I don't know. Don't put me under pressure. Like, I don't think you like pressure either. It feels like you just want to be left alone. Sorry, it's like, like shut the noise out. That's why you're on the mountain trying to find peace. But it could be literally peace and quiet, either from your own thoughts or feelings or from other people's thoughts and feelings. A little bit of both. And then you have camel. Don't be afraid of the camel. And stingray. Sorry, I just have a weird sense of humor because I watched the, you know, when, is it Jumanji when they talk about camels? Or was it another one? No, it was the lady who walked through the outback with the camels. So, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, this is actually talking about going on a pilgrimage, that particular one. Stingray is about alignment. And the chameleon spirit. Sorry, this was in challenge, which is act as if. So I feel like it's hard to manifest something or believe that you can have what you want. So I'm just going to read the camel real quick. And the stingray. Let's see what they mean. So that is fire. Camel is fire and stingray is water. Oops. Camel. Camel. Okay, here we go. So here we have camel. And the camel says resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can the camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water. Yeah. And being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle in eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. To bring into balance, a pilgrimage. So a pilgrimage is like a journey, a long journey, or a journey to a place of worship. And then you have stingray. Oops, Stingray. I'm glad it wasn't an octopus. Oh my gosh. Okay, stingray, here we go. This is in challenge, so you may be finding this hard at this time. But it is developing confidence, sense of self, or spine. The Stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the Stingray must decide between the old, easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again as the force of Dharma growing within the stingray is too strong to ignore. So when in balance, eager, wants to grow. When out of balance, blames others and quits. To bring into balance, move through the discomfort. That's why it's asking you to go on a pilgrimage. I feel like you... If not actual physically, you need to move through something that's been causing you a lot of stress. Like I feel it too, like the tightening along my solar plexus area, and I felt that. And it just feels like for me, you're just lacking confidence in knowing what it is, A, that you want, but B, what it is you want to create in your life with chameleon spirit. Act as if. So act as if means it's almost like the law of attraction. What you think you receive, so you might as well act like you have it. And I often say, you're not separate from what you want. You actually just have to understand that it is with you now and then create that. But I think with you, it's sort of like you need to make the choice, because that stingray energies, it's like it says, it can't be ignored. It has to do what it needs to do. And if you're not making a choice, it will make the choice for you. And that sounds dramatic, but it's just more about learning to choose from your heart. Like I always say, choose from your heart. Choose here instead of here. Choose with a balanced heart and mind. So a lot of that, you have to bring things down, because your energy is like, I'm constantly trying to be out of body. I'm constantly trying to be in spaces where I can have peace of mind, but you're looking in all the wrong places for that. The real place is here with the camel and going on a pilgrimage of worship, worshipping yourself, loving yourself, caring about yourself, creating the confidence that you need, because that's the struggle with the stingray. And then acting as if it is already. It says act as if, but it's more like, funny that this chameleon is a shapeshifter, or it shifts to match its environment. That's what you've been doing, and that's why it's confusing for you now to decide what you want. A lot of people will get in the chameleon, and we all do it, so don't even feel like that's bad for me. But yeah, okay, so you need to decide what it is that you want. You have great opportunities coming your way. Time to choose from the heart what is good for you. It may be really hard to discern, but you must learn how to discern for yourself. Take some time to spend time with you. Know that you have the right resources, places, people, situations around you, within you, to help you move out of anything you need to get over at this time. Build some confidence. It may be really hard, because what you want, here is already with you, so you might as well act like it is, you know. But I send it to you with lots of love and good intentions, guys. Thank you very much for staying with me today, tonight, wherever you are in the world. But thank you, Zoe. Lucky last for the night. I didn't get through too many tonight, but I'm all right with that. That's not so bad. There was a few. Sorry, guys. I'm actually done for the night. I'd like to thank my lovely mods for all that they do. And yeah, no, I'm finished now. Thank you, Zoe. Hopefully that made sense for you, helps you. And I'm definitely, I'm getting tired anyway, and I need to make sure I have enough energy for tomorrow, so I'm not getting mean to my kids for stressing me out. It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow. She'll be 18. So it's an important time. Also, it's like parent-teacher last week of school and before the holidays. So there's a lot of energy required. But thank you, guys. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you to my cousins. Thank you to everybody that stayed. Oh, thank you, Lucky Old Fridge. Thank you to everyone that stayed this whole time. Thank you for the gifts, the comments, the shares, the follows. And have a great rest of your night and week. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You have a great day tomorrow too. And lots of love to everybody. Good night. See you on Thursday at 7. Sorry. See you on Thursday at 7. If you missed tonight, I'll be back on Thursday. And if you missed Thursday, I'll be back on Sunday, 7 o'clock New Zealand time. All right, guys. Ka kite. Bye. Oh, there we are.